Oh gosh, you guys. Medication works. Oh my goodness. Oh, you knew how much better I felt just by those two little. Y'all don't understand. I wish that I could have you. I do this so that you can try to understand, so that you can know that there's a whole.
Like, oh, black, y'all.
Okay, so I'm JP, your spiritual DJ, and then I'm OG Patrice. Don't count us out. Don't put me down. For fuck's sake, I'm not inspirational. Citizens, how's your spirit? Welcome to Smoke Sessions with JP, your spiritual DJ. That's me. How are you guys this evening? My spirit, goopy, giddy, excited to be here. Who's in the chat? Hey, Jarrell, so glad to see you, cuzzo. How's your spirit? Hey, knowledge and relationships. Mike Reed's in the building. Oh my God, you guys. So glad to see you. How's your spirit? What's going on? You guys know how I do. Give me a theme song. Tell me how your spirit is. While you're getting comfortable, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe with all your homie, lovers, and friends. Tell me again. What? Hey! There will be lovers and friends. Is it just me? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's too early in the night. Maybe it's too late in the night. I don't know. Y'all, I've been up all day, which for this little disabled body is really a bad idea, but that's another note for another show. Anyway, tell me what's going on with you, and I will tell you what we are getting into tonight. Hey, Mike Reed! Yes, honey, I am feeling good as always. Knowledge and relationships is in the building. You guys, I am so excited to see you. All right, so first of all, y'all know me. Y'all know how I love me some pimp shit. So I've been out here looking at some pimp stuff, and I have put together a series for us to be able to discuss like this cultish behavior that's going on in these YouTube streets. And I found the perfect content creator who had already had some stuff going on that he was saying. And so I emailed him, and hopefully he'll be fine with me using his content tonight and over the next couple of nights. But we're going to buckle up and we're going to go in for a long, deep dive. This is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. First of all, shout out to Darrell for letting me get on his live and smoke and be a goofy auntie for like 3.5, 4 hours. That was so entertaining. I had so much fun. But you guys, oh my God, is the lighting really that dim, or is it just on my phone? So here's the deal. I'm moving around trying to create a better space in order to be able to do this, right? But like I'm looking right now, and this is really dim lighting, but I don't want to change it yet. So you guys tell me what you think, and we will go from there. There's so much that I do have to talk about, though. I know, right? It is dim, Mike. I'm gonna have to do something about it. But I don't want to aim the thing like right at my face. That'd be a bad idea. So we'll do it tonight. Tomorrow I will adjust and put change the lights around. Unless it's really, really uncomfortable for you guys. But I mean, seriously, by the time that I start smoking and medicating, it's going to be so hazy in here. Is it really going to matter that much? I mean, I'm just saying though, right? Okay. So first off, let's see. What are we going to do? How are we going to do this? Tell me, what are you guys going to do for the holidays? Mike, do you have anything planned? Like, I actually don't celebrate the holidays. I didn't even when I did. I know that sounds special, right? But like most Black people, because it was a day off and a time to get together with my family, I did that. I took time off from work and spent time with my family, and we had big meals and those kinds of things. But outside of that, and having lots of soldiers over to the house, just because that was something that my mother did. was one of those things. But now I just kind of wonder whether or not you guys are going to do anything nice. Mike, you're going to spend time with the family, the wife and the 9-year-old. Yay! I love family time. I mean, on the one hand, I'm excited this year that I don't have to do anything. I have no holiday responsibilities. My fellows are big and all on their own journeys. To my actual fella doesn't really do that kind of thing. So yeah, I get to just kind of enjoy. I am actually going to go live for the citizens who are around who don't have any plans for the holidays. I will be kind of spontaneously going live over this next week and a half in order to give you guys some space and an opportunity. Now watch, other folks gonna pop up talking that bullshit. Who cares? But you all know the deal. Listen, over here we're gonna kick back, we're gonna smoke, we're gonna laugh about some nonsense. We're gonna go and try out some other platforms. I found another place where we can live stream like watch parties. And so I'm gonna do some of the movies that we talked about earlier today on Darrell's channel over there. But right now, you guys, please make sure that you like and share with the folks that are around. And you guys give me a theme song. This theme song right here is shout out to the content creator whose video we'll be using later on today. And I did email him. I hope that he is okay with it. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that I played it because he had a good idea. And then while we wait for more theme songs, we're going to get into our medicated moment. Okay. But here we go. Tell me if you know this one. Give me a 5 in the chat, please.
Yeah. Sound good to me. This sound hard. Something funky people gon' dance to. Give the record a second and a chance to. Hitting people like a scene of amazement. While they slipping back, my feet is planted in the pavement. Crumble like I never do. So now I'm looking dead at you. What are you gonna do? You listen to the knowledge of a scholar. You say how I breathe, tell them how hot I'm the eater.
That's right, Mike, MC Breed.
Good game, peep saw game. I'm like a rhino, running through the roughest pack. They figure I'm a trigger happy nigga, so they step back. Breathe. The microphone is who lasts the longest, and who's strongest. It ain't a game, it's plain to see. You listen to the sounds of breathe.
And the DOC. Hey!
There ain't no future in your front.
Oh, I love that song, y'all. That was back when I lived in Kansas, and I really was hoping to one day to grow up and be a gangster for all of about 2.5 minutes. And then my mama and daddy reminded me that I was a middle class brown girl and I needed to sit my behind down somewhere. Yeah, that was it. So I was on earlier today, way earlier today, with Darrell Long, and we were on his platform, basically having a smoke session, just kicking it, talking about things, and we were having a conversation about cultish behavior out here in these YouTube streets. And I've been talking about it behind the scenes because I've been seeing it for a couple of years now. And then in this last wave right here, 2021 push, really big. So coming into the YouTube spaces as a content creator now is different. And so I guess one of my questions like for tonight that I didn't really put in a poll because it's a yes or no answer, but I want more of a deep kind of thing to it. I want to know what you all would say is the difference between a content creator and a YouTuber. Now, we are going to get into the topic, which is Black YouTubers versus content creators, like I said. And this one we're going to do deep. It's dark out here in these streets. I've seen all kinds of things. Grooming girls to sell sensuality. And I say girls because I'm 46. So to me, someone who's 25 or 35 is a girl. And especially if you're in the midst of some trauma, especially after something like, I don't know, being locked up for a pandemic for, I don't know, the last 2.5, almost getting ready to be 3 years, right? We need to really consider that, are you really prepared to? What's the difference? Is there a difference? I think that there is one. I'm kind of grossed out by the people that I don't think are actual content creators. I think that they're going to fall by the wayside sooner than later. Shout out to Rico Medium Young for his thoughts and perspective on it. Um, but it's a thing. We need to really get into it. But like I said, right now, I want your theme songs. Thank you, Mike. I agree. Thank you. I think it is a fair question, and I'm gonna ask it again. So let me write it down before I forget. So, what's the difference between a content creator and a YouTuber? Right now, we're gonna it's so weird to have the other camera over here so that I can see what's going on, but it's delayed a little bit. So to see myself like not in the perspective, I'm like, oh God, what did I do wrong? You guys, I am such a dork. I'm working on it. I promise you I am. Okay. I need some theme songs. Mike Reed, you are a father of a 9-year-old. I know you got me a good theme song. Don't make me pull out my daycare classics because y'all know how I get. It's kind of sad around these here parts. Real talk. In the meantime, let's see. What's a good theme song for me tonight? Well, really, I've been up so long and not doing what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to nap so that I could be a little bit more fresh faced for y'all than this. Thank goodness that it's actually dark and y'all can see these circles under my eyes. Don't judge me. Anyway, I'm just saying y'all know how much I love y'all, and that's the thing that truly, truly matters. So, since everybody acting like they don't know how this thing works, I'm just gonna go ahead and play the theme song video while I get together and light my bong and go with my first medicated moment. All right, so Mike Reed said that he does not know how the theme songs work and needs more time with my style. And that's to be fair, Mike been over there and some other, hey, Global Green Plug, so glad to see you. How's your spirit, sis? So here's how the theme songs work. I do drop the link in the chat. If you would like to, you can give me your theme song and then come up and jam with JPam. But basically, your theme song is either your intention for how you start your day, or basically it's a check-in, a spiritual check-in with you, right? How is your spirit? Your theme song is a way of what's the word I'm looking for? Your theme song is an expression of your spirit, of how your spirit is. So say for instance, a lot of times I wake up with this song in my head because I think it's because it's what I see right now, that people need some religion in their life, right? And I think this song really says that. So this one stuck in my mind. But I'll play a little bit and then I'll explain to you how it works. Because it'll also give me an opportunity to explain to you why I call myself a spiritual DJ and what that is. Here we go.
My lover's got humor. She's the giggle at a funeral. Knows everybody's disapproval. I should've worshipped her sooner. If the heavens ever did speak, she's the last true mouthpiece. Every Sunday's getting more bleak. Fresh poison each week. We were born sick, heard them say it. My church offers no absolution. Tells me worship in the bedroom. The only heaven I'll be sent to is when I'm alone with you.
What?
I was born sick, but I love it.
Command me to be well.
Yeah. Amen. 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 Take me to church, I worship like a dog at the shrine of your life. I'll tell you my sins so you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that death instead, the good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church, I worship like a dog at the shrine of your life. I'll tell you my sins so you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that
That the step, the God.
Let me give you my life. If I'm a pagan,
I'm a good time.
my love is in sunlight. Keep the goddess on my side.
Okay, sorry.
She demands a sacrifice.
My bad, Mike. I got carried away. Okay, so here's the deal. Your theme song is a check in with your spirit all day, every day, anytime. Hey, Sarai, so glad to see you, sis. So I want you to check in with your spirit anyway. When you show up here, I want you to have a theme song. I want you to check in and tell me what your day was like by your theme song. When you tell me your theme song, I'll play it and I can tell you how your day was or something about you based on your song. I've been doing it since I was started out on Twitter probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I am what you would call an empath and into it. My medium is music. And so I just, it's one of those things again, like I was saying earlier on Darrell's stream. I'm out here and I'm real and I could, offer coaching, counseling, all those things. But there's so many fakes, frauds, and phonies out here that no one sees those of us who are actually doing the real thing. So anyway, that's your theme song. Everybody should have one. So I need you to pick out your theme song and let me know what it is. In the meantime, let's get into this medicated moment. Tonight, we actually have a half a gram J rolled, covered in lemon kush concentrate, about 78% THC, and then rolled in keef, right? So, hey, Global Green Book in the back. Come on up, sis. Hey, how's your spirit?
Hey, sis, what's going on?
I
Can you
am.
hear me?
I can. You sound fantastic.
I was just like, I love that song. Came and caught a vibe.
Yeah.
I just came back from the Gambia. And so, I've been dealing with a lot of backbiting and everything. So the song that's been rolling in my head has been Who the Cat Fit by Bob. I just been playing that as a reminder, like, okay, you're focused, and just remember you got to keep your playbook close to you. Be mindful, because right now people are showing their color towards me, and I'm like, don't get in your feeling, just understand, people are people, and you just got to move accordingly,
Yeah. It's a journey, and I think that some people make it look easy, or make it look easier than others, and some people feel this connected to them, and sort of like, oh, I can do it, no problem, and then jump out here and find out how hard it is, and look for the fastest route or a shortcut, and then end up doing damage to a relationship that could have truly been beneficial. If they had just bided their time and done things the right way. So I really appreciate you coming up, but we're gonna play your theme song. Now listen, I'm talking about this. Next time you come
Yes,
up with,
ma'am.
I'm gonna need you to come up with your camera on so that we can record your theme song and make a video so everybody
Oh,
knows.
okay. Well, I don't even think you can see me. I'm sitting outside. I'm in the dark.
That's usually me, honey. People be like, come on and get on live. Cause me, I'm always in the chat saying something I ain't got no business saying. But I did I'm sitting in the dark outside and can't be on live. I'm like, you won't even see me, or I look like the little thing that's on my thumbnail today. So yeah. All right, here we go. Your theme song, Who the Cat Fit. Now I can't say that I remember this one off rip, but I love some Bob Marley. So here we go. Hey. I don't know why I always want to wiggle like.
Girl, yes.
Who am I?
Man to man is so unjust.
Just, yes.
Children, you don't know
Who
who
to trust.
Your worst
Worst
enemy
enemy
could be your best friend. And your best friend,
Your worst
enemy.
enemy.
Some will eat and drink with you.
With you. Hey, okay.
Then behind them sus upon
On
you.
you. Insist upon you.
Only your friend know
Know
your
your secret.
secret. So only he could reveal it. And who the cap fit,
Okay.
let them wear it.
Yeah, life
Who
lessons.
the cap fit,
Yes, ma'am.
let them wear it.
My favorite saying is when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Like,
Believe them, and that's a lesson I'm constantly learning, and going through this repatriation journey, it's been showing me a lot. And I'm like, okay, don't be mad, just be mindful, and just understand. Keep your playbook close, and just believe people when they show you who they are,
yes.
and don't get in your feelings because you shared it. So don't be mad when they betrayed you, or if they, or if they back you. Just be mindful. Don't share your playbook until you're ready for it to be played.
Yeah. How long have you been out here in these YouTube streams?
Ooh, 6 years.
Oh, Jesus. How many subscribers do you have, if you don't mind?
I have about 800.
Okay. Can you just what I want to talk about tonight, and I'm going to use this video from Red Supreme, but let's just jump into for a brief moment, and then we'll go back. Um, can you just talk about how what you've seen in the 6 years that you've been here, the waves of YouTubers that have come and gone, especially in the Black community? Is that a new thing or not at all? What have you noticed?
This is, I must say, since 2020, YouTube has taken on a different life for me. Um, in a different way, and I'll say in a good and a positive, and more in a good way, because before YouTube was very impersonal, and it was more of like an instrument that I use, for business, and it was very one sided. But since 2020, YouTube has created many meaningful connections, and it's become more. It has taken a weird life of its own, which is it's been and I've been enjoying it. It's like I have now I've learned to love YouTube because I'm connecting with people that
Slow computer. Hey, Kareen, so good to see you. Is that you, Global Green
their
Book, or
best
me?
face.
There we go. You dropped out for a minute. Say that last part again, please.
It's like, but I'm learning quickly. I was like, you have to remember YouTube. Most people are showing their best face, so you're not always getting the real deal. They're showing you the edited version,
Yeah.
and so it's this it's for me. It's I'm taking it uh like I have to learn to separate the two. You know, it's been a blessing. It's been my company. It's been my educator. It's just weird how this whole digital world has just really impacted my life. Where it's just kind of like, even in my day to day activities, people are talking about YouTube. It was it wasn't like that 6 years ago. 6 years ago it was strictly a business tool, and now it's more of like an education tool. It's a way of a network. It's a huge networking tool,
Mm-hmm.
because most of my connections that I've made to help me with this repatriation move has been all through YouTube. Because I was able to connect with like-minded people that had the same vision, that had the same goals, and I met people who were kind of like I could feel them spiritually in that sense. It's been an interesting adventure, and it's been an adventure. During my day to day struggles that I've been dealing with in America KK, YouTube has also been kind of like that stress reliever for me to deal with the day-to-day trauma of America.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been interesting.
No, I appreciate you sharing. And so people kind of know, I started to see your name first on Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life, and then Rebuilding Black Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, once we started talking about cannabis and CBD and disabilities, it was like, oh, here we go. We got,
Yep.
we got a whole
Yep.
community and family right there. And originally, I thought that's all I was going to come to YouTube to do was just, talk about, hey, listen, we need to normalize the use of cannabis so that people understand that it's a natural thing, so on and so forth. But then I got out here and realized, oh my God. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the number of people selling bull crap to folks, they,
Yes.
and then the grooming of young adult females into this kind of weird hypergamous thing. And listen, I rock with the fellas, but some of what you're doing over there is just disrespectful. And some of the women who are going along for the journey because they couldn't wait, you took 6 years to get 800. Like some of these women are like, oh, I'm gonna clout chase and get to 500 and 600 subscribers, only to find out you still got to work just as hard as somebody who took 6 years to get there. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it's interesting. When I first started, I never really looked into like subscribers and what have you. It because, like I said, it was a tool initially. Like Global Green Book, that's actually more of a newer page.
mhm,
I used to be part of an MLM, so for me, that was a way for me to keep my videos. So when I was training my team members, or or had customers that I was sharing, like the different supplements or herbs or things that I was using, I had my videos in a place where I could just send it to them. But when I did my repatriation, Global Green Book, that's when I decided to start this channel, and more as a love letter to my children and as a template for those people who wanted to repatriate but didn't know, but were going didn't know where to start or how the journey was going to be, or if they even wanted to do it. So it was, interesting. So I seen a lot of things where I'm just like, oh, okay, this is
mhm,
toxic.
mhm. Yeah.
And
So how do you keep a level head though? Like, I mean, besides like I keep telling myself, check my ego. And I got some great people who help me to do that behind the scenes. I never once, I've met a lot of people out here, but the people that I take, whose counsel I take, I don't reveal that to you know what I'm saying? Like, I think of it like kings and queens, chess and checkers. You have to, if it is not because of a mistrust for my family or my people kind of thing. It's I know that the folks back in the day, like Lord Richard was like, I had to do everything under the sun in order to be able to not have my stuff stolen. So I
right.
know that. So you have to start out, 6 steps ahead, and then always be outpacing it. So how do you keep yourself, level when the knocks do come? Because if you've been here 6 years, somebody has to have come for you at least once or twice.
Oh yeah, people have definitely come for me. People have definitely come for me, and and it's still things that I'm learning. I forget sometimes that um some people look at YouTube as almost like TV, I guess, and they're watching you, and we're kind of like we're putting ourselves out there for the public. We're opening up our lives, we're opening up our ourselves, because you have to have a some sort of authenticity, because 800 people follow me for a reason. It's something about me that they like. So, I have had experience where I've had, stalkers. I have had experiences where I've had people, trolls come on and try to bash me on my platform. So I just had to always remind myself, I always do like a smudge and prayer, and just ask Allah to make sure to guide me with the words that I say, and my intention, to keep my intentions pure, and just to be mindful of who is coming towards me. And I do always ask to bring those people to me who I can be a blessing to, and bring me to those people who I can bless. Because when you do come across people who have like ill intentions, it can shake you a little bit, but then I have to quickly remind myself, like, okay, sis, just be mindful. You're protected. You're blessed. You're favored. And just stay close to, my God,
Mhm.
and make sure I talk to my ancestors that they're walking next to me. I know my ancestors who wants to bless me, because we got some of those ancestors who hate up on us as well. But I know my ancestors who love up on me, they're walking next to me. So it has been a challenging, because that was the first time I realized I had, I came across people who, were just like hating in a sense, which was the shock. I just said, okay, you know, um, just make sure you mentally prepare yourself, and just know you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and not to take it personally, and be mindful of how you put information out, because I'm not going to be in Starbucks and glend over and tell people that's where I'm at. You may not know where I'm at until like a month later. I've learned to be mindful of how I share information, and make sure I filter it properly, and then make sure that whatever I do with good intentions and a clean heart, and in a pure mind. I have to leave carnal behavior out of what I do, and not really worry about subscribers, not worry about monetization, not worry about money, but make sure that I'm putting out the good information, and when you bless enough people, eventually you will be blessed. And I know my blessings are coming. It's just in that due time, in that divine time, in that divine order.
Yeah.
And I just constantly remind myself of that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming up and chatting with me and sharing your theme song. Um,
Yes,
we're
that's
gonna,
my theme song right now, because I need
yeah,
that reminder. Like, yes, just keep your playbook close, sis. Keep it
yes.
close.
Yeah, well, I was smart enough to write most of my things down and not put them on my computer at this point. So, what people
Mm-hmm.
have access to now, okay, whoop de doo. I got a whole conglomerate. You're going to have to come out here to Tucson and face these dogs and these guns before you get my real information. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
But why should I have to move like that? Like my people are better than that. We are better than that. We just have to start to do better and put up boundaries and standards and deal with them. So yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate your channel, because, like I said, I believe in proper way of using cannabis. I'm not into like drugs or anything, but certain things have benefits and healings, and when you use it properly and you teach people properly, it can heal people. And I love, and I think that's why I was immediately attracted to you, because your vibe attracts vibe. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
All
it.
right. Well,
You're
thank you
welcome
having
to
me on your platform. I just wanted to
anytime.
pop up on here real quick, because, I'm dealing with some crazy stuff right now.
Mm,
But
I understand. I understand. But yeah, thank you so much. Feel free to come up anytime. Show up with a theme song and just show up with a spirit, and I'm here
yeah,
for you.
inshallah, soon I'm gonna have a better theme song next time. You'll know what you're dealing with the next time I come up here. It's
Yes,
gonna be
ma'am.
happier days.
Awesome. Universe willing. I'll see you later, sis.
All
Peace.
right. One love.
You guys, this is so amazing. I'm so excited. Okay. So did I put it in there? I did say I did in the chat. Yes, make sure you guys go and check out Global Green Book. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get started with this video from Red Supreme. But first I need to adjust this light behind me because it's driving my eyes crazy. And we're gonna start that by showing the pimp video because, well, you know what, y'all know I wanted to be a pimp when I was 5. So here we go.
Iceberg Slim is the name that is synonymous with the pimp game and wrote books that I grew up on. Runs the ladies, has the clothes, the jewelry.
A lot of people think that pimps are dummies. That's not true. They're just perverted.
Pimp had a big impact on the game. To give basic instructions of how to play the game. It was just fascinating.
he really laid out how flamboyant and how fly this lifestyle can be.
Was held in regard like an athlete or entertainer. It's a tough sport.
In this book, I will take you, the reader, with me into the secret inner world of the pimp.
Our guest masquerades under the name of Iceberg Slim. He continues to hide his identity.
His books told the truth about the life.
Pimp was the first real black experience put into a book.
Yeah, I checked that out. The PIMP.
Slim's writing is so vivid, he makes it all inescapable.
He was incarcerated in Leavenworth.
No more small towns for me. I was going to the city to get my degree in pimping.
He really tells you where this pimp is from and what has made this pimp.
He was more or less like a hero.
He wanted that thrill of controlling a stable of women. What you do literally is play God.
Peace and love to the sexual intellectual. How's your spirit? What's going on with you in these YouTube streams? Okay, so check this out, you guys. Like I said, first of all, Mike Reed, I don't know who you questioning around these here parts. I don't know who you questioning, but when I say I love me some Red Supreme, honey, I love me some Red Supreme. Red Supreme is the first content creator that I have actually emailed and asked, can I use his content before I used it? Now, it is not because of his previous trade, but because Rashawn Dave who is a fantastic citizen, has taken the time to create an email template for me to be able to use. And as a result, I do. I was able to use it for the first time and email Red Supreme and ask for his permission. Don't be laughing at me, TSI. It's not funny. I can't help it. My father would be so offended if he knew the way that I felt about being out here in these YouTube streams and pip streams and whatnot. Well, I know. You know, I think that Red Supreme, Brother Sharp, Sinful to P, a couple of others, and I think that I found Red Supreme through Sinful to P, who Mr. Stewart put me on. But anyway, because for me, Red Supreme is kind of. I will do, TSI. I will put your email here. I'm going to drop the link. And oops, wrong one. Actually, why don't we do this? I'm going to make you a mod, TSI, in the chat. And then that way, there we go. That way you can put your link in your email and information in the chat, and then I will send it to you. But yeah, no problem. I appreciate Rashawn doing that for me. And so, you know, shout out. I'll make sure that I share because it was free of charge. So yeah. But anyway. So it started with my mother introduced me to reading to get me to not be in grown folks' business because I was a nosy Libra girl. And so she gave me historical romance novels, Iceberg Slim, you know, all the stuffs. And so I fell for the pimp stories, not because I wanted to be a pro. I'm going to say it again. I wanted to be the pimp. They were flashy. They had the mouth. They had the game. They had the everything. And most importantly, even though, hey, love. Oh, dear. Hold on a second, you guys. Sorry. Sorry, y'all. I didn't know the mister was gonna have a handful of stuff. So okay. Anyway, back to the business at hand. And my love of pimps, which is a great timing, love. Welcome home. Okay.
I said you're welcome.
Okay. Blind That's what I was supposed to do. You guys, I was supposed to be saying hello to all these wonderful people who are in the chat, and I'm already way down the way. But first, I have to say hello to him. Hey, babe.
Hey, how's it going, YouTube?
You really will do all that? I love you.
I didn't throw up no signs.
I didn't say it.
I wasn't throwing up no signs.
You gonna stop treating me like I don't?
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Okay. So, hey, Mr. Best in the world. Look, yes, I am going to change my name to JP, the Aspiring Pimp, as soon as he says it's okay. Wait, and also as soon as the pimps say it's okay, because I really can't call myself an aspiring pimp and then have the pimps treat me bad. That would be so inappropriate. You know what I mean? Jesus. You know what I'm saying? But so let me say hello to a couple people. First of all, these folks right here, Blind Guy, his wife, their life. Moderators, if y'all can grab their name, their channel, and put it in the chat. These right here, these are the channel godparents, y'all. I haven't been over there in so long, and I feel so bad, but they, they're on the East Coast, and they be coming on early, and your girl be feeling miserable. So, yeah. But lately I've been feeling good and I've been on the, we'll get there. But anyway, shout out to the sexual intellectual, Mike Reed, Kareen. Who else did I see? Did I miss anybody? No. So the game is fluid, Spoken like a true pimp. I'm trying to tell y'all. Listen, pimps are the right mix of like Dr. Seuss and blackness. I'm telling you, it's a thing. And I just can't help myself. Stop, Ula, don't laugh at me. She said, "Don't feel bad. We're all growing our spaces." Indeed, it is a journey, but there are some people's spaces that I started out with that I won't be returning to. But y'all, I'm coming back soon enough to get on your nerves. I'm just going to come over there and I am going to light up Cosmo. You guys, okay, wait. Where's Corey? Get Corey and get on camera so we can just have a quick conversation about this nonsense video I saw. I saw a video of a blind man having to explain to a restaurant manager that he was not staring at a woman, that he was blind. And then they still tried to call the police on him because the lady said, "Well, you can't make her feel uncomfortable." And he was like, "But I'm blind." Seriously. Anyway, just... this is what I have been doing, and even though I've been growing this channel, I've also been taking some time off because I needed to, sit back and recover from what Global Green Book and I were talking about, some knockarounds of my own here in this YouTube space. But it's been amazing anyway. So we're gonna get into a little bit of the red video tonight, and here's the thing. I am not going to do the video in order out of respect for this gentleman and his content. Two, I think we need to go about this in a more methodical way so that we can have real conversations, branch off and come back where necessary. And I really think that this is something that we're going to have to talk about a few times because it's a multifaceted thing, kind of like Global Green Book said. It's a multi-level marketing scheme in some way. If you think that you're going to be able to get out here, chase the bag, chase a name, whatever it is, it's all the same. At the end of the day, it comes down to your work ethic and the amount of time and effort you want to put into it. And if you don't understand even your analytics, then, we've got issues. I've seen people, if you're going to do a 6-hour live stream and you only get 400 views, well, 6 goes into 40, what? 5 times 6, 7 times? 70 viewers an hour? Are you really doing any better than the small content creator who has 200 subscribers and all 200 of them show up? You might want to start to consider some things. Just saying. I don't think y'all know what you're getting into out here. But anyway, let me get started. And I think that I wanted to start with the 54-minute mark. So let's go back here. Oh yeah, Ula, is that what we're doing? My goodness, y'all, he gonna make me not continue this stream at all. What? They can hear your whole conversation.
They kick the same game as me, sitting on panels with a million niggas every day. Now,
okay. Oops. Sorry, y'all. It's 52, I think.
On panels every day. I'm a solo artist. That's like comparing a solo. That's like comparing a solo artist to a nigga that's in a group.
Oh.
Anybody who does panels every day is the equivalent. That's the equivalent to a rapper that's in a group. Panel shows are like rappers who are in groups, and then you have solo content creators like me. I don't need a gang of niggas to help carry. I don't need a gang of niggas to help carry my show. I'm entertaining enough on my own to carry my show. So you're not going to see Red Supreme with a panel full of people every single day, like a lot of these bottom tier guys do. You know, sitting on panels, gossiping and arguing every single day. Hell no, you ain't kicking the same game as me if you're sitting on panels every single day. It's impossible for you to kick the same game as me sitting on panels with a million niggas every day. Nah, nigga, we ain't the same. I'm a solo artist. You operate in a group. I'm a solo artist. We're different. We're different. Hit the like button if you haven't already. What's going on, Edward? Edward Anderson, what's going on, man? Shout out to everybody.
Okay, so the start of this video is about a female content creator who purchased a small content creators, black male content creators information, right? I'm sorry, channel. And all of the manosphere, the black manosphere was upset that a woman had purchased this channel. Now, one of the things that he was saying is that, you know, one, men should have done a better job and not allowed her to get her hands on it. But two, we need to talk about what it is to be a content creator versus a YouTuber. And so I asked the question earlier, and I should have put it up here, but I'll put it up here now. Excuse me, because we're going to get further into this video. We're going to go back a little bit here in a second, but I really want to make sure that we start to ask these questions and we remember to think about them as we're watching this video. All right, so the question is, what's the difference between a YouTuber and a content creator, for starters? Mike Reed says, yeah, the brothers were upset, but wouldn't put any money down. You're right, Mike. They wouldn't put any money down. And they wouldn't put any money down because they had to do some work. They would have to clean up some copyright strikes and a couple of other things. But I mean, that's part of the thing. I didn't even know you could sell a YouTube channel, to be honest. I'd never heard of it before this, but that's a topic for another show even itself. We're going to go back a little bit more because I want to get, sorry, y'all, my notes still, I'm a little bit rusty after being out gone for almost a month. So please forgive me. Be patient. I'm getting there. Here we go.
Oh, Lord. So the reality of it is, man, the women have no problem spending money on something that is beneficial for them. And the reality of it is, a lot of you guys don't. So the main guys who are complaining are some of the main guys who be tricking. A lot of these guys who talk all this cash shit are some of the guys who got caught simping and lusting for some of these same females, for some of these same women. Shout out to Chris, man. What's good, bro? You already know, man. I'm just saying, man, there's a whole lot of fun. There's a whole lot of fronting going on, man. And I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention, man, that, yes, there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of guys in this space who don't mind paying for sex, but they'll pretend like they don't in front of their audience. There's a lot of guys who are signed up to these females' OnlyFans. A lot of them. Ain't no future in your front, man. Ain't no future in your simping. Ain't no future in your front. I told niggas that a long time ago. You know? But like I said.
So, he said a lot of guys are willing to pay for these young girls' OnlyFans. But what about over here on YouTube? What are they willing to pay for over here on YouTube? Now, when I first started out, I started out with a particular set of female content creators who I think are absolutely fantastic for the most part, right? And one of the things that I noticed is that when we all started, we kind of started in our smallest space possible because we were just trying to figure out whether or not we could do it. So men immediately had access to the bedrooms of some rather intelligent women who were just trying to figure out whether or not they could be on YouTube. And so you didn't have to pay much to be able to find out what was going on in my room or whatever the case may be. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a little bit creative like that. I'll take you. I gotta listen, dude. Stick with me, kid, and you'll never go hungry again. Sorry. Shout out to Disney. Anyway, what you mean you with Mike? Oh, with the statement about the brothers were upset but wouldn't put it in. Yes, they won't put any money down. But I mean, that's not for me to say. Men can explain to how men move. But moving forward. Okay, so if you've got access to these women's rooms, basically, for next to nothing, a YouTube, but just show up on YouTube and comment every now and then, what would you pay more for, right? Where do these women have to go from there if they don't have any content? If all they can do is just talk, copy men's talking points, buy men's channels, if all they can do is talk, what happens then? Who picks them up? Do they keep going and keep trying, working it out? I'm talking about the ones who are YouTubers, not content creators, right? Shout out to Global Green Book, fantastic content creator. There's a difference. So what do they do, though, if all they can do is be pretty and talk? Just a question. One of many that we're going to get into over the course of this thing here. Let's see, where are we? Oh, we got 2 more minutes in this section. Let me keep going.
Hey, man, I have no problem with the ladies, man. I don't. If they're going to come here and do business, I can't get mad at that. Because a lot of you niggas, you don't want to come here and do business. You're just jealous of niggas who are more successful. A lot of guys in this space are jealous of guys who are more successful. I heard a nigga get mad in his comment section because I heard a nigga, I ain't going to say no names, he got mad at the guy in his comment section, right? Because the dude in his comment section was like, yeah, man, Red Supreme be kicking that game. Simple to be kicking that game. And he named somebody else. I think he said Alpha Male Strategies or something, right? And then the content creators, oh man, I'll be spitting game just like them. Two niggas ain't saying nothing I don't say. And when I listened to him, I was like, no, sir, you're not kicking game. You're really not. All those guys that you name, they don't sit on panels, man, and you do. So you can't say that you kick the same game as Red Supreme, as Simple, or as a whoever if you're doing panels every day. You're not kicking game the same as me if you sit on panels every day. I'm a solo artist. That's like comparing a solo artist to a nigga that's in a group. Anybody who does panels every day is the equivalent. That's the equivalent to a rapper that's in a group.
Okay, so we already saw that, and we all agree that it's kind of like I don't even know if it's that, because at least like today's rap groups, you have to be able to carry your own rap group. I mean, your own solo career, because most people are expected to go solo, right? Or am I thinking this the wrong way? Am I overthinking it because this an analogy, and I should just accept this an analogy and quit using my high thought process? Maybe close up my third eye a little bit. Okay. So anyway, excuse me. Having said all of that, forgive me, y'all. We're going to go back a little bit more, and we're going to look at another portion of this video. Now, here's the thing. Like I said, this is not going to be a one-time thing. This is a multifaceted kind of dive in. But I really want to talk about the young ladies, because you all I'm concerned with the most. You have children. You are being sold a bill of goods. It's just not true. And there are a lot of people who won't tell you that, and I'm willing to. So here we go. Here's the next part.
It's too much talking and not enough walking. When it comes to the brothers in this space, it's too much talking and not enough walking, if you know what I mean. Then you got a bunch of nobody ass niggas sitting on panels gossiping about niggas who's more important than them, but I'll never respond to them because they're nobodies. You had a nobody ass nigga make a live stream and say, nobody likes red. Oh my God, my niggas, like, come on, man. And these guys are so small, they're not even worth mentioning, but it proves my point. They sit on panels and gossip, but do nothing. They sit on panels and gossip, like the females that they are, but in real life they do absolutely nothing. And I'm tired of these. Let me say this: I'm tired of these niggas who pretend like they're so successful in real life. And these are the niggas who have, these are the guys who have shitty YouTube channels. But they'll come to YouTube and say, well, I'm not successful on YouTube, but I'm successful in real life. So the guys who are not successful on YouTube brag about being successful in real life. Haven't you guys noticed that? See, if you're successful on YouTube, you'll automatically be successful in real life. That's what they don't understand. I'm successful in real life. I don't need YouTube. If you're successful on YouTube, you would automatically be successful in real life because YouTube produces money. You dig what I'm saying? Do you know how many white guys became millionaires off of YouTube and social media? If you're successful on YouTube, it automatically transfers to real life, you idiot. The reality of it is, you niggas ain't successful in real life, you ain't successful on YouTube. Let me say it again. A lot of you niggas that are gossiping and talking about other people, you're not successful in real life, you're not successful on YouTube, and you think you're fooling everybody when everybody knows the truth. You're not successful on YouTube, you're not successful in real life. Stop the cap, my nigga. That goes for a lot of these guys that be gossiping, talking about, that goes for a lot of these guys who be gossiping, talking about guys who are more important than them. Hit the like button if you haven't already. We just now getting started.
Like he said, hit the like button. We just now getting started. Get it together, y'all. I love him. I just really love that animated kind of passion that he's got for it. But this is the thing, like he said, getting up on a panel and talking about whoever it was that hurt your feelings or made you mad on somebody else's panel. Well, what is that? Right here it is, and this is me. I am a YouTuber. At the same time, I am a content creator. Right. I create content that goes on YouTube. I create content that goes on Buy Me a Coffee. I create content that goes on Twitter. I create content for a book. I create content, create, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm a creative, if you want to put it the way that they used to put it back in the day. Okay. But I don't bring you just what somebody else said and me smoking a blunt and kicking it. I don't bring you just one thing over and over and over again. I bring you community-wide perspective on what I have seen, witnessed, been through, and an opportunity for you to heal yourself and your spirit moving forward. Right? We need to be able to talk about whether or not people are YouTubers or content creators, and whether or not you should continue to entertain yourself with some of these spaces. What is it doing to you? That's why I came to YouTube. I originally just wanted to have a conversation about how can we do better by our future so that my sons have some daughters, have some young ladies to marry, and then so on and so forth. And I found, though, that we've got a lot of toxicity. Not just that, we've got a lot of predation on one another in this community. Whether it is our young people in the Fortnite, Twitchy gaming spaces, or it is grown women content creators, and I mean my age and older, bringing young ladies along in this thing by telling them they have to sell their sexuality and ride some particular set of man's content to get here. We need to be real about it. There's a way to get it done. Not everybody can be a YouTuber. Not everybody can be a content creator. And not everyone should be in these YouTube spaces holding therapy sessions. And that's just the truth of it. And we need to be honest about that. Blind guy, his wife, their life said, gossiping on YouTube. Indeed, that's basically what it is. And we need to start to address it when we see it, because at this point, things just are getting worse. And if we're at the point where we're getting ready to have another one of these semi-lockdowns or lockdowns, then it's time to start putting some stoppers in place, And the people who've been on YouTube all this time and who've been poor gatekeepers and not been paying attention or not doing their job, we need to start to pull them down. The ones who are not actually out here doing anything good for the people. We just start to pull them down. One of the reasons that I say that, and I want to get into this, I am actually using, I really feel bad about using this one. I'm actually using this documentation here from What is Sexual Grooming? Identifying the 6 Stages. But you could take this and you could put it on cults. You could take this, you could put it on pyramid schemes. You could take this and you could use it in a host of ways. There are things that they do. And I would love to talk to some of these new YouTubers who have been out here so that you can tell your story and the truth about what you've already experienced. And that's actually what I am working on, you guys, is we need to shine a light on not everybody can be a YouTuber. Not everybody can run a business. Not everybody has what it takes to work around the clock for sometimes nothing at all, or to put your everything into this. And we need to do better because it's just killing us. Mike says that I'm a consumer of this type of content. What I make is instructional and not for general consumption. Yeah. And that's something we need to consider too, Mike. Like, what spaces should we be in and when? I appreciate you sharing your perspective on a lot of things that you wouldn't otherwise be able to in your professional space. But don't we have to be mindful? It's not even about being on the plantation and what they may or may not allow us to say or do, but just the idea that our people are watching us. You know, whatever we leave behind now, 20 years from now, our kids are going to get that. Something along those lines. You know, we really got to think about these things. And I don't think that we do enough of that. We just kind of live our life and then hope our kids are okay. And that's really kind of disappointing to me. And I really would just like to see better, I guess. I don't know. Yo, oh my God, you guys. I got 13 likes, and thank you very much, you guys. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, and all that jazz. Thank you. It's twice as many likes as there are people in here. I'm so cool with that. You have no idea. Why? Because that means that you guys actually are paying attention. You guys show up and you care. And I appreciate that. We have to do a good job about appreciating one another as well. Whoa, that came out of nowhere. Oh, hey, look, that's Jay. Jay, I'm live. You should be here and not sending me messages on Facebook. Love you. Sorry, you guys. Okay, sidetrack this a little bit. All right. I'm a dork. So I really, really am a dork. Let's go back a little bit. Hey, that's so funny. I stopped at the 44444 mark. I'm telling you guys, there's something about numbers. I mean, I know this. We'll talk about it next year. I'm not going to talk about it this year. In 2022, we'll talk. Oh, you know what? That's why. It's a reminder for me. It's a reminder for me to say thank you. So that's why Jay sent me a message. I was supposed to give something to him too. Jay, you should be here right now. Dude, you really stink at this. So listen, I wanted to be able to say thank you to Darrell and Jay. And anyway, here we go. This one is thank you guys for all of your support since I have returned, you guys. Thank you to the Cash Apps. By the way, make sure you look closer to the end because I forgot to say it and I want to show it. Here we go. Shout out to Portia Marie for making the thank you video for us. I sure do appreciate you, ma'am. Thank you to everybody who donated to the Cash App, showed love and support in the last couple of live streams. Hey there, bro Clarence, how's your spirit? Hey there. That's blind guy, his wife, their life. You like me, I like you too. You're so sweet. Thank you. Excuse me. So I just wanted to make sure that I took a moment to say thank you, show love and support to some of the people who have been showing me love and support since my return. It's been an interesting, thing. Some time off was needed, but we're getting in the right place. Oh, come on, you guys, let's go ahead. Can we get to 20 likes tonight? We're at 14. Can we get to 20? 14. Can we get to 20? Can we get to 20 likes and 210 subscribers? That's 5 more subscribers and 6 more likes. Yep. If you say yes and we can do it, then the fellow will sit down and y'all can I'll let him lean in and you actually see what it looked like. I mean, he was all up in the camera just a minute ago, so I guess you got a sneak peek. You can rewind it back, but that would be kind of cheating. I'm just saying. Anyway, in the meantime, oh wait, look, what Bro Claire's down here doing the moderator thing. Oh snap! Look at Bro Clarence with the liked and shared. Thank you so much, Brother Clarence. I appreciate it. So again, like I said, I was just talking about the Red Supreme video and the different types of YouTubers or content that is out here, and some of the things that we can do. I believe that a change has to come. It has to start somewhere. And a lot of us who came to YouTube in 2021 did so after sitting around in 2020 and thinking, oh, dear Lord, what is going on right now? Why is our government allowing this to happen? Why do our people not see it as such a problem? Why is it that I can see this is the beginning of something and not the middle of anything? Are there more people out here like me who see, think, believe the way that I do? What do we do about it? How do I do something about it? What perspective do I take on it? The questions go on and on and on and on and on. And so it's really just a matter of that being my biggest thing. Oh yeah, look. Oh, I'm so glad to see you guys showing love to one another. Thank you. Excuse me. But being in this being in the social media space for as long as I have, I really worry about, folks are going to go and buy themselves and their friends and their children YouTube starter kits. And if you've already bought yours, I hope you got the receipts so you can take that bad boy back. Because we're going to have a talk this week about ego. We're going to have a talk this week about grooming. We're going to have a talk this week about cults. We're going to have a talk this week about a few things. So I appreciate Brother Red Supreme. Please check your email. I sent you an email. Thank you again to Rashawn Dave for making it possible for me to do so. I've come a long way. Corey and Quita would tell you all that I barely could email them in the beginning. I didn't, and they came to me and told me that I should go and I should come on their platform because they saw something. And then that's the thing, sometimes it does take a little push. Sometimes it does take someone else saying, no, I see in you what you may not realize yet. But then in other ways, people shouldn't be dragging you along or forcing you to communicate or forcing you to be a part of anything. Thank you, Brother Clarence. I appreciate you. When you get home, if I'm still up, please make sure that you drop your link in the chat so that I can put it up here. Or moderators, if you have it, please drop Brother Clarence's link in the chat. Red kept mentioning a woman, but I had no idea it was you. What? I'm not her. No. Red was mentioning the lady who brought the channel. Unless he was live tonight or something like that. No. He was talking about the young lady who brought the channel. She ended up being in his chat that day. And if I could find her, I would tell you her name. I can't. If I could find her, if I can remember her name, or if I see it as I'm scrolling, I'll let you know. But so yeah, it's just one of those things. I think that my truest question right now is, can you hand me my book, please, babe? Sorry, not used to having somebody sit next to me. Okay, so the next question that I have for you guys, where'd it go? Don't do that to me. Oh my gosh, you guys. Where is it? I did all of that and I can't find the question. Thank you, Ula. Okay, well, let's just ask this question in the meantime. What are some boundaries you want to put up for what are some boundaries you suggest new YouTubers put up coming into this space? You're good. Can you not do that? Okay, thank you.
I'm trying to keep it away from the smoke detector.
It's all right. It doesn't care. That doesn't matter. Um, what are some boundaries you suggest for new content? No, we're still at 200 and I mean 100 I'm at 15 likes. So he's gonna stay over there for now. Just saying. Ta-da! Okay, boy, I'll tell you, I'm really bad at this. What? You don't think they need boundaries, Mike? So what? They should just hop out here and what? Be picked off by like prey, little by little. Make it make sense, Mike. Make it make sense. I don't see that one. I feel like nope, it don't make sense. You have to have boundaries in everything that you do in this life. Why wouldn't you need to have boundaries to become to become a YouTuber? I think you trying to drive me right now, Mike. You kind of remind me of my younger fella, and he just like to politic me sometimes. Are you just politicking me? Oh, you said the market will sort them out. Oh, but that's isn't that? Shouldn't we warn them though? Like at least shouldn't there be a hey, red flag, warning, 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 warning. Do not believe these signs when this man says that you too can buy 2 orange Porsches, blah 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 blah. We no. Shouldn't there be some kind of a guiding force, a vetting force? I was in Red's chat, and boy, once they realized that I was a woman with a name with matriarch on the end of it, they wanted to take my head off. Had I not known my place and how to speak to people, I might have been in a whole different situation over there. So there are boundaries, whether we want to admit whether they're spoken or unspoken, whether you want to call it the market or not. Why don't we tell them what the boundaries are? Okay, but we're talking about is being a YouTuber being creative or just being attractive? And if you're just being attractive, then are we really limiting creativity? Is my question. Mike, you said the chat is different. Explain, please. Me, I'm a storyteller. So while I do go live, I'm going to weave a story for you about this thing, that thing, how you get there, so on and so forth. I'm going to tell you about the journey that I've experienced because I want my people to know who they are as people, and how they could move better as Black people. But we seem to be running out of that option at this point. It doesn't seem like I can do that in enough time. No, no, no. I'm not talking about the chat on the side, Mike. I'm talking about the YouTuber panel chats, or even just in general. Not it's not because it's not just chat that you. So one of the things that I don't think that you may have heard from, excuse me, Global Green Book, was she said that she had been stalked. Some of these young ladies are getting DMs with kind of nonsense and craziness. People are choosing sides of panels and then attacking folks. People are doing dirty, gross other things behind the scenes, attempting to pick off people whom they think that may somehow harm them or could somehow grow better than them or outshine them. It's an insane kind of a thing out here. It's like trench warfare, for no reason, because it's what Black people are used to. So we've always been told is the only way for us to be able to make money is to band together to pick each other off rather than to band together to create something that is worth watching, worthwhile, that's beneficial and what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I can't think of the word right this moment. Anywho. All right. So it is it's been an hour and 17 minutes. Yay. You guys, okay. I was waiting for Jay to come in, but he hasn't. Fresh and Fit. Yeah, Fresh and Fit tried to shut a few channels down, Mike, but at the end of the day, um, what happened? Because of all the publicity, they had more they ended up with a whole bunch more subscribers. It's taken forever for them to have anything happen. Several content creators are coming after larger content creators who because they feel like it's a way to the top. One of the things that I've been trying to tell people is if you really pay attention to what's going on out here, you have bigger content creators who've been out here for a long time, who are just now getting to the point where they are having violence show up in their actual lives, right? And then you've got these brand new YouTubers who are seeing and the YouTubers here from here before they were YouTubers, let me not call them content creators. Bigger YouTubers who've been here for a while, who started out with the salacious and had to keep growing and growing and growing to the salacious. And it took them 10, 12 years to get there, are now being emulated by brand new YouTubers who have only been in the game 6 months and they're already letting people brandish weapons on their platforms or say all of these inappropriate things about each other's family members, or you've got young ladies out here who, because they're not quite sure how to get started, they latch on to one of these pyramid programs, or just reacting to men's content or saying what sounds good, and then they end up in their own situations. Like I know we keep saying, well, you can't tell people what to do and you can't have this, but we have to start somewhere with doing better. We have to start disindoctrinating people to the bullshit. So at the end of the day, that's my question. How do we go about it? How do we disindoctrinate our people? What's the first step? Oh, I have a headache. And I think it uh Oh, it's starting to get cold. Yes. Mm-mm. Mm. I need a bowl, please. Excuse me for a minute, you guys. We're gonna do this.
Started singing and not knowing what it was, and they'll just keep on singing and keep on singing.
Excuse me. Ooh, you guys. Hey, Darrell. Excuse me. I am dropping the link. You all feel free to come up. Excuse me. It's so funny. The first time that I ever had a pain flare, I turned this camera off and I had to cry for about 3, 4, 5 minutes and then cam back up and I went live, I think for a couple hours that time. And now I am at the point where I felt like I needed to be before I could really do uh anything major to start like looking for sponsors and that type of thing. And so now that I feel comfortable enough to medicate on camera and help people understand that it's just a part of who I am, a part of who a whole host of people are, I think that it is necessary. So I've had a long journey. For some of you who are brand new, it may not seem that way. For some others, they're like, "Ooh, y'all! If you only knew where JP actually came from." Take your time, JP. That's my girl. Thank you all very much. I appreciate that. Here I am going to take a theme song break and take another hit. So who has a theme song for me really quick? Anybody got a theme song? Tell me your theme song. Darrell, I can't remember what theme song you had earlier today. My brain's not functioning properly. What was it? What was it? What was it? And then we'll get back into a little bit of the conversation. Excuse me. He said, "Peace, my lord." You better chill out, bruh. Oh, you know what? This is a good one for right now. You're right, Darrell. We just been smoking the bowl. 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 We just been smoking the.
When did we have we just been smoking the bowl. We don't got no time to roll. I'm always out on the road. She don't got time for a whole little bit of time that we have. We used to purchase a half. It don't be no time to smoke. I'm always throwing on clothes. She always throwing a fit. We don't got no time for no sex. I just put milk in the bowl. She don't be cooking at all. She just put weed in the bowl. She don't have time for herself. She putting points on the board, yes. You know she carry her own. You know she carry the child. She wake up and crack the dawn. She don't be cracking the smile. So when she packing the ball, I grab her, I tell her, let me crack these lines. Slow it down for a second. Hey, break it down. Ooh, she says, let me break this lines. Slow it down for a second. Hey, break it down. Ooh, we deserve a small break. We deserve a small break. Ruby and Toll, we used to movies and bowl. We used to Netflix and roll. I used to pass her the smoke. She used to laugh at my jokes. You pat my back when I choked. Wish we were stuck in our ways. We way too young to get old. We stuck together like ooh-ops. We smoked a fatty, sing zoo-op. Trap house speak ooh-op. I should've knew when I grew up. It would be no time at all.
Okay, y'all, seriously, we have to cut this whole section out. Just yank, just snatch it right out of there. I definitely am going to get a copyright for this one, but who cares? It's seriously, you mute it and then go on about your business. All right, so the next one is Living for the City. Thank you, Corey Quita. Yay, here we go. Hey.
A boy's born in hot time, Mississippi, surrounded by for what that ain't so pretty. His parents give him love and affection. Strong.
How'd Darrell go sing from the chat?
Living just enough.
He is so petty, bruh. You make sure you post this to your doggone community tab and get some people in here.
His father works some days for 14 hours, and you can bet he barely makes $1. His mother goes to scrub the floors for many, and you best believe she hardly gets a penny. Living just enough for the city. His sister's black, but she is shown up pretty. Her skirt is short.
Okay.
But Lord, her legs are
Now, it would not do to play that without playing.
Yo, Dave, you get the sticks. Slim, get the bass. Yo, are you ready to kick it? Here we go.
Maybe it's just me. My brain goes to the oldest song that I can remember with the same stuff in it. My bad. Okay. All right, so let's see. What other theme songs are out there? What's a good one? What have I been listening to lately? That's a good question. Ooh, this one. Hey.
I woke up to the morning sky first. Baby blue, just like we rehearsed. When I get up off this ground, I shake leaves back down to the brown, 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 till I'm green. When I walk, I'll be shaded by the trees, by a meadow of green, for about a mile. I'm headed to town.
With all my favorite colors. All my favorite colors. I got weed gifts on Wednesday before the holiday that I don't even celebrate, y'all. Hold on a second. No, I can't read for doodly squat, y'all. What does it say, woman?
Says,
give me the name.
Graham, Bloomtown, Angela. Then I got these two pre-rolls for $8.
Which one is this one?
This one is the Bloomtown. It's at the top right there.
Okay, Angela. Okay.
That's the indica. This is the hybrid.
I want the indica. Thank you. Yay!
Looking ass. I'm going back. I spent $80 for that. I'm going back. I gotta get more.
Okay.
Gotta get them while they're that price, bro.
Yeah. Well, we gotta try it first, dude.
I
Chill
got
out.
$100 off as cash too.
Okay.
Because I spent $80 right now, so I was like,
okay.
So
no problem.
However you want to do it, if you want to split that and I give you money out of that, however you want to do it, don't matter.
Well,
we gonna need more.
You realize that I'm like in the midst of a live stream right now. Y'all brown people. What?
I said I just needed your eyes when I first came in here. You started talking to me. Hey y'all. Looking at you.
Come here. No. Come here. Yeah, no. Come on. No, you come on. Come on. No. At least be come on. I was gonna get around to talking about the legitimacy of your live streamers, of your content creators. So here, come on with your mouth. You don't want to let the people know that you Portia Marie, the bane of my content creating existence. I love you. Like fat kids love.
I'm a ghostwriter.
Hot cake. You're a ghostwriter. This is my ghost crew, y'all. Y'all hear them back here? These are my people. I love y'all to death. Huh? A theme song. Listen, they are with me all the time. I'm dancing around here, and how come they ain't got no doggone theme song? What kind of disrespectfulness is that? I don't even understand. Bruh.
All the way to the 27th.
To the 27th? Y'all, it say press here, hold side, push tab. It's a lot to be able to get his jungle.
Look, then when you get over, you gotta twist it.
There's like 900 directions, y'all. Look, it says.
I did the same thing though.
First of all, I'm like 60 all of a sudden. I can't read this to save my doggone life.
Because you the hell did like.
It's the weed. I'm high. Like your vision gets a little bit blurry when you consider on what you smoke. But it says literally push here, hold sides, pull top tab. So push here, hold sides, pull.
Top tab.
Ah! Wait a minute. No. I mean, yes, but
Look, you know what? I didn't come here for this. Have fun. Merry fucking Christmas. Happy birthday. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy motherfucking.
I'm sorry, y'all. I don't mean to yell in your ears. I forgot.
All the other happiness of the rest of the year.
You know what? I got it open. Yay! Look, you guys. This is the first time I've had a dabblicator. I'm so excited. We gonna make concentrates this weekend. Yay! Look it. Who's excited with me? Who's excited? Okay, sorry.
I'm gonna be a fan and talk shit on there.
Oh, you so petty. Y'all look out. If y'all see Portia Marie in the chat, hey, Darrell, get your wrench ready. Get your wrench ready because she petty. Whoosh. You think your spirit is petty. That girl right there. Woo, Father goodness. Thank you.
Oh, I got something else for your ugly ass too.
Oh. Did you just hear what she said about me? Did you just call me up like
it's love?
Oh, he don't tweet. She about me a special later, y'all. I feel so much love. Why she treat me? Y'all should have seen the look on her face just now. Look at see what it say.
I can't see that.
Yes, they can. Nah. It say be the change you want to see. Ta-da! Stop laughing at me.
That was amazing, but don't cry.
Stop laughing at me.
It'll be okay.
I'm just trying to
I don't like you people.
You need cigarettes?
Yes, I don't like you people. I'm starting to feel some type of way. I feel some judgment.
I'm off tomorrow.
Yay! What are we doing? What time do you have to go to? I mean,
No, look, I just said I was off.
How did you just tell me you were off? And I'm gonna ask you.
What time you gotta go to work tomorrow? The same time I just told you that I didn't. I don't know what else to say at this point.
What time are you getting up tomorrow? I'm sorry, y'all. I know I should be like this is so unprofessional, but hey, welcome to life with JP.
9.
Okay.
8:39. I ain't gonna be drunk or nothing. I'm gonna go to bed. Take my life.
You just really want all the YouTube to know your whole habits? All of them.
Did I drink tequila? From 2 to 6 every day.
Alright, so Sundays.
Maybe they send me a bottle.
Taking tequila donations and taking tequila and weed donations at Buy Me a Coffee. Feel free to just shout out to the whole crew. Need a little love. Stop laughing at me, y'all. If y'all are at home right now and you cannot type because you are just busting up, you just go ahead and put one emoji in there. I understand. This is my life. This is my life. You thought you wouldn't come and smoke with me? Imagine if you lived out here by me, bruh. It's insane. I show up at her house and be like, "Oh, Mr. Son, Mr. Golden Son, where you going, Portia?
To my house.
Don't close the door."
Oh, well, I don't want to hear you sing that shit all the way to my house.
Okay, don't worry about it because I'm gonna play it right now and sing it.
I'm about to tell Mikhail that your ass is loud too because he just asked me.
Hey, come on through so I can tell you why not to. Hey, what up, Kizzo?
You gonna tell him that I was the best thing that ever happened to him in his life?
What? Why would I do that?
Why would I lie like that?
I'm saying God don't like ugly, and I done worked real hard to get this spirit right. No. Matter of fact, let me move now before lightning strike me. Would you go home so I can get back to my... Who you asking to come wait? What?
I was just like, because you said you need to move away for the lightning strike.
You over there. I'm staying right here. I'm going to go burn it into the kitchen. Go home and... You can get on camera at home and do this. You know that, right? Oh, you can get an... Bye. Anyway, I apologize, y'all. Let me focus on what I was supposed to be doing. There you go. An intimate moment into the life of my ridiculousness. Okay. The theme song from Darrell was World Created from Gibeon, I think. Oh, here we go. Okay. Sorry, y'all. Is it bad I forgot what I was talking about? Not entirely like that. I'm just saying, like... Thank you, Mike.
Feeling comfortable right here where you are.
Hey.
Sun all on your skin, and I'm watching it light up every part of me, every part of you. We've been hiding.
All right, I dropped the link in the chat.
Losing track of time as our feelings touch. We fall deep into the bed. We become the threads intertwined. I just wanna stay in the world we created. I just wanna sink in the plans that we're making. When I leave, I'm not looking for a replacement for what I got. I need you to trust and believe when I say this. Ain't nothing or nobody that's ever gonna break us. Not looking for situations I ain't forgot. Tell me why you always overthink.
I like that one, Darrell. I'm surprised by you. I'm gonna play this one because I miss Larry. just showing up in here, and it was one. I think probably the first theme song that I took, and almost I really thought I was gonna lose my YouTube career in a single moment. Shout out to you, Unique View, now known as what is it? Not so. Is it not so lame, Larry? I have to look.
Going to the fucking moon. Going to the fucking moon.
Hey!
Going to the fucking moon. The fuck candy, cause we're holding on for dear life, getting damn tandy so soon. Don't be mistaken, the apes won't be shaking or breaking. We're going to the fucking moon day very soon. Gonna wake up on the moon, brand new yacht and a McDonald's in my living room. Bright yellow Lamborghini, 50 meters swimming pool. Champagne every day, hey fam, what you do? Wanna hang, wanna chill? Oh, you got a mansion too? Oh, that's right, held on tight, jack titties every night. We was in way back when they tried to chop it down to 10, and just couldn't comprehend. Apes was strong until the end. Now let's retell it, shit to tell they be sweating. Had enough of these felons, but the apes we rebelling, cause we never be selling till we send it to heaven. Now we be out here yelling, hey, fuck you, Kenny. Bought my wife a minivan to share with the boyfriend, but I pull up.
Wait, okay. Doesn't that mean the same thing, Quita? Not so. Sorry. Y'all, I'm ridiculous. Oh, goodness. Okay, seriously, though. My bad. Shout out to Not So Awesome Larry. Not so lame. I apologize. Actually, though, fantastic content. I love it. It tickles me. I really wish that I had me a little animated avatar like that. I just, on the side. Someday someone will love me enough to let me to do something like that for me. Um but okay, does anybody else have a theme song? And then I am going to ask you one more solution question to take with you. No, I'm not. I lie. I don't know why, but my bad. Okay, here's the other video that I'm going to do. Like I said, we're going to get back into these and go a little bit further because we're going to talk about sexual predation, grooming, and so on. We're going to talk about cults along the way and a couple of other things. We can't do all of that in the 2 hours that I have tonight, but I'm going to give you a highlight tonight of what to expect tomorrow. Ready? How did I do that?
The easy part, which is my peers across the internet, across the Black community in general, I would say, don't respect you in that way. We have been told that being a parent is about telling you what to be versus who you are. I talk about this all the time, especially now and moving forward. Not having knowledge of self is where I wanted to have you talk with me about discipline. We don't know discipline. We don't know what to do. Most of us got it somewhere around the military. All of those things being said, it's just a matter of you've always sat in a position of knowing more and authority, but weren't able to keep up with the times. A lot of these same people, especially on the internet, who have a platform, don't know how to use Facebook or Discord, but they do have something to share. And so, in some ways, you got to think maybe you feel a bit intimidated by a 28-year-old making six figures who can figure it out, or a 46-year-old here who claims to be disabled but can create self. So you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I believe that some of it may be hurt speech.
Okay. So I can't give you all of it, then you won't come back tomorrow. Now, you would be super sleuthy, like I know some of you are. Y'all go through phones and whatnot, and you might go check it out that, hey, Marcus, how's your spirit? So glad to see you. It was a fantastic conversation this morning. I really appreciate you coming through to show some love. Like I said, some of you might be super sleuths, like, like y'all go through phones and whatnot, which gives me my theme song. Um, but yeah, so I had a conversation with Darrell and Marcus and a few of their peers this morning on Darrell's channel, talking about the same thing, what we're seeing out here, and why some people are being listened to and others are not, why some people are being drowned out and others aren't. So I want to make sure that we continue to go down this road. But like I said, it's not a one night discussion. It's not a short topic. And apparently one of my neighbors is setting something on fire over there. Cause I know y'all can hear that by now, right? Excuse me. So, but, I think when you think about, Mike said no boundaries and just let the chips fall where they may. The market will sort them out. When you think about the emotional health of the people coming into this space after 2020, and when you think about the emotional health of people moving forward with all of the other these new variants and so on and so forth, what do you think then? Thank you so much, Marcus. Um, when you consider the emotional health of the people coming into this space, then what? Like, it can't be a one woman job. It has to be multiple content creators who come together to say, listen, we're going to provide positive content and just make sure there's space for it. No, you can't control all of YouTube, but if you're going to be in this space, you're going to need to move these ways. No, I can't make you do X number. I can't make you adhere to every rule all the time, but I need you to be on your best behavior as often as doggone possible. Because what did she say? We need to be the change you want to see, and we have to do different daily. So how do we go about it? Where do you start? For the last year, somewhere around our apartment, it's been said, do different daily so that we wouldn't forget. Uh, and if that's been my mantra for a year, if I turn that over to you guys, then what's next? Or, how do we encourage content creators, YouTubers even? You can make your money in YouTube and not be a content creator. Cool beans. Just don't pour poison. So how do we make sure that we keep them separate? How do we make sure that when you come into this space, if you are just about the bag, these are the things that I want us to talk about going forward. We've got to do a better job. And so, I don't know. I'm going to take another hit. I'm going to do a couple of theme songs, and then we're going to see how I feel at the 2 minute mark. I mean, at the 2 hour mark. But I really think this time I might be calling it a night. The next couple of days, the rain's coming, and if I'm going to go live each day, then I'm going to have to take a break. Mike, don't be putting your arms up and giving me the I don't know, bruh. What's that going to do for us? I mean, I get it. It's a struggle. But I think if we all come together, Mike Reed, listen. By the way, dude, I saw this video, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way. But there was a small part of me that thought that never mind. We're going to have to get to know each other a little bit more before I let you have my petty giggle stuff, because I don't want you to feel like I'm picking at you. But yeah, anyway, I saw this video of a couple on the internet playing a drinking game or drinking and talking about their adult time. Okay, I saw this video of these people talking about their adult time. Okay, wait, you know what? What the heck? Let me see if I can find it. I think it's matter of fact, let's do Daniel. Hey, Ula. Life starts now. Okay. I know I'm really bad at paying attention sometimes, love. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna play this theme song, and then I'm gonna find that video while the theme song plays. I found it. The theme song, that is. Ta-da!
So down every time I turn around, and you say you should have been gone by now. And you think that everything's wrong. You ask me how to carry on. We'll make it through another day. Just hold on.
Wrong, Mike.
'Cause life starts now. You've done all the things that could kill you somehow, and you're so far down. But you will survive it somehow, because life starts now.
I like that one. Oh, wait, there was another one. I forgot what I put in there. I like it. Ouch, itchy. Sorry. Okay, wait. Okay. So I'm finding it. Where is it? Where is this one? Mike, again, this is all love. I have a little bit of petty in me, but a whole lot of love. Freezing cold hands. Get up. Freezing cold hands. Cheeky's Batman. No. Okay. Excuse me. This is. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. Here we go, you guys. Hold on. I have to back up the video. It's a 3 days grace. Hey, but now you have somebody to look up. Ta-da! I'm so glad I could entertain you with new music. Y'all, I'm ridiculous.
And what they talking about?
Okay, here we go.
Let's go ahead and press play.
Like, this is the kind of shit I'm going through at 36 years old. 36. I'm about to be 37 in like a week. And I'm going, my wife can't even come in the room and say, nigga, I wanna fuck you, make love to you, fuck me. She can't do it. She is not capable.
So maybe that's what she was saying. This is what he wants. He wants me to talk.
Okay, so you have to understand that the very first time that I saw you was on Rush Ribbon's channel. And you were like, listen, you tell the truth to these people about what marriage is really like. And I was like, come on, Mike, it ain't got to be all that bad. Hey, red lipstick vibes. But this video gave me a throwback to like the very first night that I saw you on Rush's channel. And I was tickled. And so then to see you pull up tonight. And it also made me think of you. I know they are. And that's why I wasn't going to do it. But then when you pulled up, it made me think of you. And it made me think of Darius. And I hadn't seen you guys in so long. And so now I'm like, you know what? I kind of just have to show the video. Hey, Mr. Best in the World. Hold on a second. Hey, handsome. How's your spirit?
Hey, Auntie JP, what's going down? What's going down?
Being ridiculous.
I would have got here soon. I had a network call to do with my stream. So, yeah, sorry about that.
So you good. Listen. I be out here doing what I do. I hang out for a while. I make it to 2 hours. Sometimes I don't. You know what it is. What have you got going on? You got to put your hand up here. Okay.
Not much. I'm here rocking out with you. What is this about? What is the topic of discussion?
Oh, so we just transitioned over from we were having a discussion about Red Supreme's video. And we were discussing the cult issue that I was talking about earlier these last few days out here in these YouTube streets. But then I got into some content about this couple that's going around YouTube, but it's really not something that I actually talk about. It's just that it reminded me of a couple of gentlemen that I met on another platform. I would rather, since you're here and we talked about it a little bit before, but didn't really get into it, have a discussion about the Black YouTube spaces and this cultish behavior that we're seeing. If that's okay with you. Oh, I got it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that people have to separate between someone trying to entertain you and then somebody who's actually trying to be serious and really give you real content. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And sometimes you can tell the difference, sometimes you can't. But once you kind of figure out that person is not what they claim to be or who they say they are, then that's when you got to make a decision on whether to support them or not. You know what I'm saying? Still, you want to hold them accountable for the stuff that they put out there. If you feel that strongly about it, the choice is yours. But at the end of the day, like it was a YouTube subscriber that, man, Auntie JP, when I followed this person, man, I followed this man, like, you know what I mean? I really, really followed him. Nice bracelet, by the way. I like it. I really followed this man, like, because I really love the subject matter he was talking on. So I really followed what he was talking about exclusively, to the point where I donated some money to him. And when I donated money to him, the only thing that I asked was to just get on and ask a question. That's the only thing I asked. And I donated a pretty good penny. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like no $2. Like, it was, you know what I mean? It was a good amount of money. You know what I'm saying? Where if I hand you that amount of money, you're going to be like, okay, I could do a little something with this. You know what I mean? It wasn't no hundreds of dollars or nothing like that, but it was sufficient. Right. It was respectable. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, it was like, once I donated that amount, you know what I mean? It was like, okay, that should show you that, like, I'm somebody who's really, really credible and really, trying to, converse with you. Now, if I gave you $5, then yeah, I could understand why you may not want to have me on, but still, I feel like you still have the integrity to at least let me ask a question. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If I wanted to come up, because I am supporting you, right? You know what I mean? You're getting money from me. It's not like I'm just sitting here bumping my gums. I'm monetarily investing in you. You know what I mean? People may give you food. Hey, they may even let you stay in their place from time to time. But giving somebody money, nah. You know what I mean? A person look at you funny asking for money sometimes. You know what I mean? So people try to hold on to their money as much as possible. Yeah. So with that being said, like, when he came at me like that, he wouldn't even let me ask a question. And his reasoning behind it was lame. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, you can still read your super chats and still let me ask my question. You know what I mean? Like, it's not impossible for you to do that. You know what I mean? So for him to just come at me all wrong, I was like, nah, I can't rock with this brother no more. And it hurt me because I really I really love this content, Auntie. Like, I really, really love this man's content. Like, I would look for the alerts. Like, I would find him. I would find this brother. You know what I mean? Like, I would find him. You know what I mean? And then when it went left, I was like, oh, man, like, but it was funny because I always kind of got a funny vibe from him. You know what I mean? But I love the content so much, I just kind of ignored it because the content was incredible. And the subject matter he talked about, like, people would be like, I ain't all that. You know what I mean? But for me, it was because I was into that subject matter. You know what I'm saying? So in a way that he was able to delve into the history of it, he knew, like, certain names. He knew, like, certain, reference points. I was like, oh, I'm rocking with this guy. But, man, as soon as he did that move, I was like, man, it hurt me. And I ain't never been back since. Never been back since. Queen, what's going on? I ain't never been back since. Know what I mean? And it really hurt me to do that because I really, really wanted to rock with him like solidly. And sometimes I still think about going back there. You know what I mean? But in my integrity as a person, I just can't do it. I can't do it. And I rock with another, YouTuber who kind of does the same type of, format, but it ain't the same. You know how you get that food from that one place and it's slamming, but then one day, you know what I mean? Like the owner say something to you or somebody curses you. You're like, I ain't never going back there again. Y'all disrespecting me. You let them know they disrespected you. Like, I ain't never going back there again. But you really miss that food. But you're like, yo, I can't do it. Y'all cross certain lines. So that's how it is for me. But I miss the food that he was giving. I do.
I understand that to a degree. I think for me, the hardest part is when I say that my gift is emotional intelligence, and I can read people. So when I see new content creators or new YouTubers go through that ego phase and not land on the side of humble, it's just, oh, I gotta go. I can't anymore. And excuse me, seeing so many of them kind of pop up here in this last bit, or hope to have some type of meteoric rise by getting onto the right name, and it's just like, it's never going to be the journey. It doesn't matter. Even if you pop whatever it is for that one moment, you still got to hustle every day, all the time. And there's no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts. And Queen, I guess, I don't know, y'all are out here and on a platform. And what Red was saying is, if you're on a platform, then you can't hold your own. But I don't think that's not always true. Right? There's reasons for people to come together on a platform and network because it helps everyone to move forward. But if you have to do a platform every day, every time, you can't hold anyone's interest for a particular period of time. That's different. Like, what do you think? What makes the difference between what makes a platform content creator or a platform YouTuber?
Let me think. I think sparking interesting conversations. I think, or even sparking, like, wow, I would never think about that. Like, not just this, oh, let's just talk about the celebrity gossip news, or, you know what I mean? Like, I call it smut TV, but really actually jarring the mind and waking it up and touching on a part of the brain that you forgot was there. Kind of like working out that muscle, and you like, whoa, okay, I guess that squat worked out that muscle down there that I forgot about. So yeah, I think that's the difference. But I think collaborating is a gift.
Yeah.
Networking is a gift. Not everybody has that talent. And I do want to shout out the network manager of knowledge and relationships, because I think he has that gift, whether you see him or you don't. It's just the spirit. It's him. And I think not a lot of people have that. And I don't think a lot of people are able to appreciate that part of him either. Because he can network with anybody, So yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Best in the World, excuse me.
Yeah, shout out to that brother. He a bad dude. With that being said, gotta have fun, right? With that being said, I think that when people do that, they believe that, okay, I gotta feed. They push a certain narrative, right? But then, once you push that narrative, you got to stand on it, right? You can't backtrack, and that's a dangerous thing. You know what I mean? Because now you basically have made yourself to be this certain type of image that really is toxic to not only you but others around you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You're not seeing the toxicity around you. You know what I mean? Or maybe you do, but you think that is marketable, and it's not marketable at all. I always say in business, or really even in life too, relationships is currency. You know what I'm saying? Especially in business, relationship is currency because in business it can be somebody that doesn't eat what you eat. They don't support the religion you support. Their family values are different. Who they date is different. Everything about them is different, and it could be someone of the same gender, and it could have all those differences. You know what I mean? So how you gonna work with that person? They don't stand on none of the moral compasses that you stand on. You know what I mean? They believe everything that you believe in is garbage or not true. You know what I mean? Their family dynamic is completely different from y'all. So how you work with that person? When you work with that person, that you just keep a common goal. You know what I mean? You set rules and parameters. Look, I want to help you with this. I want to help you with that. And thank you, Auntie JP, for basically posting our channel. We appreciate you. You know what I mean? And you set parameters and goals, and you work to a common goal. You know what I mean? You make sure that you're all on that common goal. And once you're on that common goal, it doesn't matter if so-and-so likes pizza, but I like fried chicken. It don't matter if you like orange juice and I like apple juice. Like, none of that matters. What matters is that we said we have this business model that we're following. You know what I mean? We have the status quo that we're following, and we're going to stick to that. Everything else is everything else. You know what I mean? You have to agree upon that. And once that's agreed upon, then you hold the person to their word. Because now their reputation is on the line. You know what I mean? And your reputation is on the line too, because you gave your word and they gave their word. So as long as you keep it under those guidelines, because people do it every day. You go to work, or if you have a career, or you are trying to obtain, you're in a certain career field, they give you rules and parameters, right?
Yeah.
Those rules and parameters are based on the tasks that you must complete and perform. And you have to follow those rules and parameters. If you don't, guess what? You're gone. It's really that simple. You know what I mean? Or you got to find something else. So once you feel like, oh man, these rules and parameters ain't rocking for me, you know what? It's time for you to find something else. You don't need to be there. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to change the status quo, because you can try to influence the status quo to change. That's cool. But understand, if you're trying to influence it, if it doesn't change, then you have to go. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to change. They're not going to change their business model. It's about understanding what your goal is and sticking to it. And for all those people who as they say, you reap what you sow, right? Like if you. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. You reap what you sow, right? So if you're sowing things, or if you're planting things, right? Because I believe reap what you sow is a two-sided sword, right? Because there's also like grace and love in that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, but if you plant seeds, right? If you plant seeds of dysfunction and of negativity, that's what's going to happen, because we put that within your network.
Yeah.
So you can't expect now for things to be positive, because you done made everything negative. You made everything negative on your network. So you make everything negative, then that's what it's going to be. Big Rick Slaps, what's going on, bro? Salute to him. Like and subscribe to his channel. But yeah, that's what it's going to be. And please like and subscribe to Auntie JP's channel, all right? You haven't done it already, like and subscribe to the channel. If you don't, we're going to come to your house, right? We're going to
Hey, Charles. The fellas always be ready to get some violence so fast.
No. I said we're just going to take one of your Christmas gifts. We ain't going to do that. We're going to take one Christmas gift. And we're going to bounce. Matter of fact, we're going to take a Toll House cookie.
I just got me one
for Santa.
Ooh, listen, y'all, I'm going to make me some cookies with this. Ooh.
Okay.
Y'all,
we're going to take a Toll House cookie that you left for Santa. If you ain't like and subscribe and you ain't hit that bell for Auntie JP, we're going to eat all the cookies that you left for Santa. Every last crumb, all right? So like and subscribe and hit the
bell. Okay, so I know what I plan on doing moving into 2022, because now that I've been out here and see what my folks need, I really feel like, we got some things to talk about, or some wounds to heal before we're ever going to get anywhere. So the question that I ask is, what's the first step to disindoctrination? Now, first of all, that's my word. Listen, it's not really, I think it's out there somewhere in the world, but how do we, I think that YouTube, the algorithm, it's us. We're it. We move it, vice versa. And so if that's the case, Lord, I'm half high. And we know that it's cult-like behavior. then what do we need to keep in mind as we go forward in having this discussion on how to disindoctrinate people from this cult-like behavior? What's the first step in that process? Outside of knowledge of self, what's like the literal, how does someone tell you, hey, you in a cult, baby? Either one of you can take it, and I'm going to step away for a second.
Go ahead, Queen.
That's a hard one. Besides, you said besides just education. I think the first step is being open to hearing the information. Because I think sometimes when we're set in what we believe and how we flow, we block even hearing, really truly hearing what the person is saying. So I said being open to hearing it. We have to be willing to let the person in our house to know if we ever want them back in our house. So, I think that's something. I don't know what else to say right now.
I think you have to meet a person with the truth, to tell them the truth in love, and then kind of see how they receive it. Because you have to let them know, okay, listen, what you're doing is detrimental to you, and what you're trying, and what your bottom line is. It's not going to help you really be successful. But that person has to come to the realization of that. You can't force it upon them. You just have to have open conversations, and then once you have those open conversations with them, you'll see where their heart and their mind is. And I mean, because a lot of times people know when they're doing certain things. Sometimes they are unaware. You know what I mean? But most times people do know what they're doing. So with that being said, you just have to you have to just take it, and approach them, with love and respect. You don't want to control them. You don't want to come off controlling. You know what I mean? Because you want them to have that freedom to do what they want. Because maybe they want to be in that. Maybe they like the situation. Maybe they feel like it's profitable and marketable for them. Unfortunately, maybe they really feel that way. Maybe that's really something that they wholeheartedly feel. You know what I mean? So, by you telling them certain things, you have to understand that there may be a backlash. I was on a platform yesterday, and I was telling them different things about my family, and people were telling me, if you put these things out there, you may not get the response that you want. And the thing was that I ain't looking for a response. I just want to say what I got to say. You know what I mean? So, and that should be the mentality. Say what you got to say. The response may not be what you may think it should be, but at least you got what you need to say off your chest. That person knows where you stand. You respect them, they respect you, and you can move on. You know what I mean? But you got to have the conversation. It's got to happen. Because you probably could help somebody. You probably could save them from a lot of harm or being in a situation where they're just, in a negative situation all the time. But the conversation should be had. You know what I mean? Most definitely.
I think I find it, difficult in this, and thank you both. I find it difficult in this YouTube space because you really are still just dealing with an image of a person. No matter how much time you spend talking to someone, unless you're, right next to them, you're still dealing with an image of a person. So what you may believe you see or they see about you, when you go to speak to them, you find out something entirely different. And I believe that everyone treats this as though it's a business. This is true. But I believe that there's also a requirement for those who have actual business knowledge to explain that this cutthroat nature of business that used to work doesn't and hasn't in quite some time and doesn't seem to be coming back around, or am I mistaken? We'll go with Mr. Best in the World, and then Queen, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really know them, so that's what the difficulties, right? When you don't really know them and you can't really you haven't really shared the same environment, you really haven't really exchanged energies, right? So it does create a certain dynamic, you know. And then yes, you have to really remember it's a business format. Shout out to OG Patrice, definitely salute to you, sister. Much love. Please, if you can come up, please come up. We would love it. Um, but yeah, you know, with that being said, you know, oh man, it's difficult because and it can be difficult because in a sense once you really do build a real connection with somebody, even business wise, if you see the good in them, you see the potential what they could be, business and even somewhat personal wise, yes, you do want them to kind of take that leap, but yeah, you still have to keep it kind of hands off. You know what I mean? Shout out to Mike Reed as well. I see him in the comments. You know what I mean? So you still kind of want to help out, but then you kind of have your business acumen as well. So it got to be a duality in a sense where it's like, okay, I'm gonna look out for you, but I'm also going to test to see if you're ready for this conversation and if you're willing to have this conversation. You know what I mean? Or have this conversation. And if they're not, and they only want to speak on certain terms, especially they just want to speak on business terms, then respect that. Keep it completely business. Keep it completely 100. But if they show that, listen, I can handle, these conversations, and we're able to have these conversations, and you giving them little nuggets, right? Give them little nuggets, kind of see where their mind is at, kind of see their thought process, kind of see if they're trustworthy. Give them little nuggets, and then from there, you can see what they really, what they really want to say. I know OG Patrice asked you a question in the chat, JP, so I'll let you answer that.
My spirit is in a little bit of pain right now, but I am medicating through it, which I appreciate you all being here for. Oh, hey, Portia Marie's in the chat too. That's the knucklehead that was over here. If you go back in the stream about an hour ago, the knucklehead that was in here driving me crazy, that's Portia Marie. She's also the one who did tonight's videos for me. She has, as I've learned more, I've been able to hand over some of those things to her. She did an amazing job with the videos. She just forgot that I don't do them people's holidays. But anyway, shout out to everybody.
Shout out to Marie.
She's my girl,
but aren't you, JP? Let me say this. Yes, we want to create a community where it's like, yeah, we all like to cook out, right? That's ideal, right? That's what we want to create. But it's not always like that. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, some people they have agendas. Some people want to be celebrities overnight. Some people want to, some people just want to make money. It's and yeah, that's what the platforms can be for. They can be used for that. You know what I mean? But I don't agree with all the politics that goes into that either. I do believe it should be dealt with a certain amount of dignity and respect. But it is a free marketplace, and people are allowed to kind of do what they want. But there are consequences to behaviors, though. And I think people need to understand that. So,
Miss Queen, what you got for me? Oh,
business nurture. I think you can. I think you just have to be mindful. I think sometimes you can be like-minded, which appears to be like-minded on a stream. And I mean, at the end of the day, we're all strangers. And I think, you have to move comfortably and, what do you call it? Not foolishly.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't trying to roll up and hang out with nobody because I don't know you. I'll roll up to you in the virtual world, but I don't do that in my personal life. So why would I start it here? I think we just have to present and, and being like-minded, meaning that, okay, you have a great topic. I like the way you talk. I like the way you think. Yeah. So, you can network all you want and then you can see where it goes from there. But I would say give yourself the space and the time. It's kind of like rushing something when you just met someone on the first date. That's how I think about it. That's how I approach it. Yeah. Just like, you, auntie, I saw Mr. Best pop in. I was like, okay, let me go check that out, and I popped in. The next we got M3, we got First Aid Tammy popping in, we got Eddie, like we came through hard. Like we came through
Yes,
with
y'all did. I was like,
the group, with the bus. You thought we had a little two-seater sports car. We rolled up in the yellow bus. Like we rolled deep.
Yeah.
The RV. So yeah, I think it can happen. I think, you just gotta, give itself time to nurture that relationship. Like I think I really love Sheree B. Chicago's platform.
Mm-hmm.
And so we connected because we both want to do something in our communities that we live in, or that I used to live in, because I'm on the West Coast. But the East Coast is always my home. That's where I'm a ride or die for. So, we connected on that level. So, yeah, it's possible.
I think that that's one of the things that we should probably talk about more. And I want to talk about more next year. One of the reasons I'm trying to get this part of this conversation done with is in 2022, I will be just about disindoctrination, telling my people the positive things and trying to create evergreen content versus this ratchet nonsensory out here. I may still use popular, media content or whatever, but people are tired of one being sold fear and anger and animosity. And that wave was already coming prior to this, the same as I said the other night about us already being in this state of near poverty. And like I said, I want to leave breadcrumbs for if you're going to come up here and you're going to try to be a YouTuber, or if you're a content creator just trying to put your business in this space, to give them a way to do it so that they'll meet the standard of what's already here. What I find happens is that because we are so indoctrinated into the BS, even though even though the other folks, the other communities are indoctrinated as well. Hey, OG Patrice, thank you so much for coming up. Give me just a second. Even though other communities are indoctrinated too, we're so deeply indoctrinated into the nonsense that we come in 3 waves into a movement, and then we're left picking up the pieces, kind of the same way that we were left just getting the scraps off of Master's plate all them centuries ago. So I want us to be forward thinking, and if not, at least be with the time. If we can't be ahead of the times, at least be with the times. And so I don't want to carry old tropes going forward. I don't want to carry old ookiness. I want to clean my house on YouTube the same way that I cleaned my house at the end of the year. So I wasn't joking when I said there'll be a kitchen appreciation, a GI party, or whatever you call it. Where I just turn on the camera and it's pretty much just going to be me singing, dancing, smoking, and cleaning my house. But the idea is you need to cleanse your spirit, your heart, and we need to cleanse these Black YouTube streets. So, Patrice, I'm going to start with you, and that's what I'm going to put up there. How do we cleanse these everybody's going to say you can't do this, you can't have whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. I'm tired. Just pretend that I can have my way today. And how do we cleanse these Black YouTube streets? Go ahead, Patrice.
Auntie, if I could just say something real quick before
ahead.
Patrice, I'm not trying to cut off. Shout out to M3. I see you, M3, in relationship. Shout out to Daryl Long as well. And realistic vibes. I'm sorry. OG Patrice, take it away. I'm sorry.
No problem. How you guys doing this evening?
Peace.
Doing good.
Good. Shout out to your chat, JP.
Thank you.
I came in a little late, but I got a little bit of buff of it. What's up, nephew? Darrell. I got a little bit of it, a whiff of it. And I'll tell you, my spirit has really been vexed like these last few days, right? I'm in basic overall in general good spirits, but it's vexed in me really trying to make up my mind if I really want to start my YouTube channel. I've been definitely vexed about that. Everybody has been encouraging me and been 100% encouraging me, and I appreciate all that love and everything. But I think in this space, it's good, bad, ugly, and indifferent, right? It's all of those things. And I think that our people, the ones that are serious, that thirst for knowledge, that thirst for cleansing, that thirst for renewal, that thirst for change, that thirst for love, again, in relationships, that thirst for knowledge of self and knowledge of their history and knowledge of where they want to move forward. I believe it's genuine people in these YouTube streets that want that. Like people on this panel, obviously people in the chat, but I know everybody's motives is not the same, right? I'm not telling nobody don't make this space as a business for you to make money. I'm never not saying that. Whether it be you're selling a product, whether it be you are selling knowledge, education, some type of training, but give it to your folks in the right way. If you're not doing those things in the right way and you are literally out here false flagging and faking the funk and being flaky and fakey and phony out here to sell your product, you're worse than the white poverty pimps that did it to us as well. Because you're nothing but a black poverty pimp, that somebody that looks like me, that is sending the wrong message out here. And I'm seeing this a lot of that. And I know it's a fight for people that genuinely, whose hearts and minds is in and care about and love their people like myself. I know they are. JP dedicates her channel to that. You know, some people, they flip-flop, they all over the place. You know, they don't know. They just, anything that they feel that they can put that thumbnail to that'll draw that attention, that'll get them views and clicks, they literally do it just for that purpose. You know, and what I'm noticing is our people are genuinely on life support. There are some narcissistic people. There are some really sick and twisted diabolical people. There are some evil people. There are some selfish people in these YouTube streets that are using their platform. They're manipulating, cunning, conniving. I can go on and on with those words in these streets that are causing more damage than they are harm. And people have to decide for themselves, because see, what our people do is we yearn for something all the time. And we will go with the person that got the biggest platform, that got the biggest followers, but they spewing out the most venom and vitriol. But those are the people, see, because we love the drama. We love the toxicity. So literally, Black people are going to have to make up their minds. And I'm specifically talking to my people, because we can't even blame any other race of people for the foolishness that's going on between our people. Black people are going to have to make up their mind and decide and choose what they choose to feed their minds and their souls and their spirits on these YouTube streets. Continuing to subscribe to toxicity, continuing to subscribe to drama, continuing to subscribe to the things that won't cause you any value in real life, in real time. Because it's easy to say words out here, but what are you doing when you ain't on YouTube? What are you showing in your households? What are you showing in your communities? Because that's where it matters. And it starts with self-change, peeling back the layers, doing the self-work, doing the self-inventory. Our people are on life support, and we generally out here playing games off the expense of other people, labeling each other, titling each other, just because people fighting for things, because they trying to do the right thing, whether you agree with it or not. but because it don't align up with your morals or your values, you put a name on it and you try to shame people with it. You're no worse. Matter of fact, you're worse. You're no better than the white man that did it to us. If not one thing I've learned on these YouTube streets is that the greatest thing that the massa did to us was divide and conquer us. And we are so divided and we are being conquered. We go after and try to devour each other. And it's despicable. It's disgusting. And we don't have leaders anymore in the Black community. They all dead or they getting old and sick and sickly. There's nobody willing to pick up the mantle. The platforms like these provide these mantles for us. What are we doing with them? I'm not never saying don't make no money. But if you are selling, if you are literally poverty pimping your own damn people, you are no better than the slave master that did it to our ancestors. And I'm sick of it. And this is why when young, aspiring activists try to get up and pick up the damn mantle, y'all wear them out, y'all browbeat them. You talk negative, you name call, you pick fights for clicks and views on your channel. People you don't even know in real time. This is what we do. And you wear people out. Like I said on another platform, I see why Sister Soldier gave up on our people. When I met her in New York, when she gave her last speech announcing she was retired as an activist. And I asked her why up on that podium. And she said, I'm tired of fighting people that look like me. She was tired. She retired and started being an author, writing books. Our own people wear us the fuck out. So my spirit be vexed a lot because I try to come to these YouTube streets and I try to give back. I try to give knowledge. I try to give understanding. I try to, in real time, real life experiences to the younger generation so they won't make the mistakes that a lot of us made.
Right. Let me just stop that right there for a second, because I know that you've been considering coming to doing a different style of YouTube channel for some time now. Originally, you had your YouTube up for another reason, and the reason that I want to stop you and ask you is what made you get up here in the first place. At the end, when did you decide, it's not going to be about my career, my past, whatever, or I'm going to use it to focus on doing something better for the future? What specifically in 2022 or what was it in this last time frame? Because I've just seen you in the last year, I think, or so. What was it that made you decide to do that?
Because I started looking and listening before I even got up on a lot of YouTubers panels, and I started really seeing how sick we are and how we are literally hanging on by a thread. And I wanted to make a difference for real, for real. And if I started my channel, it wouldn't be about the money for me. I love my people. Is that so hard? I genuinely care. I genuinely want to see us come up and do good. But if we doing this in these YouTube streets, what are we doing at home? What are we doing in our communities? Yeah. Are we faking the funk everywhere we go? Are we faking the funk by the things that we say and then we don't practice them at home, practice them at work, practice them in our communities? The spaces that I've been on, the interviews that I've done in these YouTube spaces, I got receipts with mine.
Yeah. All right, you breathe, sis. Peace and love to Hanifa. Thank you so much. Big Rig Slaps. Is there anybody I missed? Darrell again? Thank you so much. All right. Mr. Best in the World, and then Queen, and I'm gonna drop the link for anyone else. What was it that brought you to these YouTube streams in the first place? I'm sorry to BlackTube panels specifically.
You know, same similar to what OG Patrice is saying. I love our people. You know what I mean? I want to definitely, enhance the Black experience and promote it, show a different side of us, and show that we can talk about different topics, different things, and for it to be respectable, and for us to do it with respect and honor as a people. And also, I also, definitely wanted it to be a good source of income eventually as well. And I wanted to create diverse content, and I wanted to build up the people around me so that they could actually promote themselves, be themselves, and show all different aspects of life. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what it's about. It's about making people better around you, making yourself better, and showing that, we're not just all, especially when it comes to us people of color, we're not all just athletes, rappers and drug dealers. Like we are so much more. We are so much more. You know what I mean? And to actually show that. And so that's what really made me gravitate towards that. And that's what made me interested in doing that. So yeah.
Queen. Took a nap on me already.
No,
Look at
no,
you.
no, I'm here. um, I think the common goal is to unite, and try. I mean, you ain't gotta be my BFF to respect me, and we can share the same goal. You know, um, I think that's why I was talking about the collaboration. I'm so looking forward to with Shirabi Chicago, is because the goal is to build up our communities. And how do we do that? Like, she's very good at educating people on what Chicago's really like and not what they want us to think Chicago's like. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of programs out there. I was researching some. I was like, I felt overwhelmed. I couldn't even write them all down. So, yeah. So just really knowing and being able to show what we can do if we unite. Our biggest weapon is not other cultures, it's us. We hold ourselves from advancing and really moving forward. If we all really stood together, I mean, how powerful could we be? But when we're like rats fighting for that one little piece of cheese, we don't realize we're in a bucket in a cheese store. So if we just helped each other get out the bucket, we can have all the cheese we want. All we see is that one little piece in front of us. So we will kill each other for it. We don't see the bigger picture, So, yeah. That's what makes me want to join a BlackTube panel.
So, I asked that question because I was going through my journals looking for some of the things that I need to post to buy me a coffee. And this one's going to go up there later on. But it makes me remember why, separate from doing my own panel, doing my own platform, I wanted to make sure that I went out and tried to build some type of community where I went out and spoke to other people. So I'm going to read this. And these are my notes from the start of the pandemic. This is before I ended up having an incident with a nurse here in Tucson that basically had me fearing for my life. But that's a discussion we can hold. We can put a pin in for a moment. But anyway, it says the universe is a Black mother, and she has had enough. And as proof, she's began to, in real time, show you that the systemic murder of her children and abuse. So, one, COVID, I'm sorry. Damn them. COVID-19 came and she tried to tell you to get right with everybody, right? Then we got quarantined because we didn't act right with our children in mind. And so we all were running around here just not giving a damn about anything at all. And then we displayed the systemic abuses, or she did, of her children through COVID disproportionately. And when I say her children here, I mean the Black folks right here on this earth, United States. More specifically, yes, has it affected everybody? But our country has really and truly, I believe, affected us in a specific way. We've been neglected, mistreated, and abused repeatedly. And this was the one time that she was like, hey, listen, I'm sick and tired of you beating up on my children. I am telling you, if you do not get it together, there's something a change is going to come. Shout out to Sam Cooke. So we need to get it right. And then she then caused America that caused her to expose America's most callous nature with the deaths of George Floyd and here in Tucson, Carlos Ingram Lopez, just brutally murdered on camera for everyone to witness. And yet here we were still equivocating as to what he could have done before, when it was so much caught live and in real time. And we still have people on Black platforms having discussions with Black people about how dare they say anything about how this is legacy and systemic, and going on and on and on. And going into 2022, I'll be damned if I will align myself with any Black YouTuber who allows anybody from any walk of life to come up in here and say, hey, no, nah, man, y'all need to stop with that victim. I'm not a victim of a goddamn thing. My people were victims. I am living the systemic results of that. Continuously traumatized by watching you stigmatize and terrorize my people, myself included. Now, there are some who look just like me, who came from me, and then, well, I don't know, they lost sight. Someone didn't teach them well. There are some that I can reach and some that I can't. There are some out there who can take my message and go on to others. But what I am saying is, this Black mother and every other one who understands that the only way is to have a code for the future, and know that there are a host of Black fathers who feel the same way, I'm not going to allow anything else in this space that I call mine. And if that means that I stay at 200 subscribers, thank you, each and every one of you citizens, and any more who come along, then so be it. But we have to start to do better. We have to start to act better and be better. So I don't know. Maybe it's the wrong analogy to say that the universe is a Black mother, or the earth is a Black mother and she's upset. But what do we say to, hey, listen, keep coming for me and mine, and I'm going to allow mine to come for you. We have to make a change. We have to do something different. Patrice?
Yes.
I'm
that
sorry.
Was good.
Thank you. I'm irritable.
No, I understand. Believe me, I understand. I have been vexed, like I said, and irritable, trying to stay in good spirits as well. Trying to lead by example. But I sit on platforms and I hear a younger generation of a person tell me he's glad that my generation is dying off. This is the things, that the poison, the vitriol that is being spewed by people that look like me. That, like, they're glad. Yeah, it's a good thing that your generation is dying off. And he don't even realize that growing old should be a privilege. And not many of our people, especially Black men, are living to see that privilege a lot these days. So he should be appreciative of the fact that he should look forward to growing older. See, it's no more respect. It's no more sense of respect for elders. I was told one time when I first came on here, oh, ain't nobody listening to y'all no more. Y'all can't tell us nothing. Things like that. So when I sit in these spaces and I hear a lot of these things, Of course, it makes me feel a way. I'm a human being. I got feelings, you know what I mean? But I'm out here fighting for something. I'm out here fighting for something. And whether you agree with it or not, whether you subscribe to it or not, if it's not causing you any harm and I'm not pimping you, be an ally and exit stage left. Be an ally though, because you look like me. But when you victimize it with labels, you're no better than a white slave master that did the same damn thing. And our people need to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like,
Amen.
for real.
Patrice, What the Funk asked me to say, OG Patrice, absolutely amazing job burning Cree channel. Do you know what he's been talking about?
I think some of the brother I was on yesterday, I think his name was Clue or whatever his name was. Clue channel.
Oh yeah, that was on. Yeah, that was on Just Kaya's channel, where Clue TV channel or something came up on was up on the panel. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What the Funk, while you're here, I'm gonna play this video, and then you guys though, I want to. This is the question when we come back, because Patrice, you mentioned the elders. And I was going to do this on Sunday, but I wasn't well. So we're going to have this question real quick now. So that's the question, you guys. Should the elders give the respect they expect? Do they, for that matter? But I want to play this video because Jay's here. And look, Jay, look what Portia did.
They'll just keep on singing it forever just because this is the song that they did. And it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it not knowing what it was. And they'll just keep on singing it.
You're welcome. Thank you. Jay is always in the back being willing to give me some sage advice or, some perspective that I may not have considered out here in these YouTube streams. So I just wanted to show a little love and appreciation. Plus, I want some of you fellows who are starting to join the channel to know that I want to show you love and support in my own little way. So if you send me short clips of you and your family, I'll be sure to make videos. I try to make them, put them here, and then post them into the YouTube area. Not so much for me, just so that you'll know that somewhere there's this little thing that, you can go back and share with your kid if you don't have any, your children, if you don't have anything else. But okay, the question is, should the elders give the respect they expect? And we're going to go Mr. Best in the World, Queen, and then OG Patrice.
Ooh, that video really hit me hard. Like, I'm tearing up too, WT Funk, man, definitely, man, because you know what I mean? Like, people gotta understand, like, and I'm gonna definitely answer the question. People gotta understand how important fathers are. You know what I'm saying? And I really didn't have mine in my life, and it still affects me to this day. I'm almost 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? And it still affects me to this day. So I mean, man, for those who've had a father or you've had somebody to be a father, be very, very grateful for that. You know what I mean? Hold that person, tell them how much you love them. Tell them how much you care about them, let them know how important they are to you and to just your overall upbringing. Because let me tell you something, not having one is very, very difficult, very difficult. With that being said, should the elders give the respect they expect? Of course, yeah. They have to be an example. You know what I mean? So if you're not being an example of respect, you know what I mean, you can't expect it to come back. You know what I mean? So yes, they have to give it, you know what I mean, you have to give as well as receive. It has to be one-on-one. You know what I mean? You can't just want all the respect, but you're not giving them as well. Then that's not going to, equate for anything. You know what I mean? So if you're giving disrespect or you're not showing your children love or you're not showing the younger generation love, they're not going to show you love back. Some might, but most are, especially ones now, they're really on some. We can do it on our own. We don't need you. You know what I mean? And that mentality don't work either because older people are the chess masters of life. You know what I mean? Y'all played it. Y'all been there and done that. Doesn't mean that y'all know every single thing or everything that an older person says is right. But there's things that y'all know that we don't know because we haven't experienced it yet. And that's really the bottom line. And that's the truth that a younger person can't, no matter what you think, no matter what you may have, or I'm doing this and the third, you ain't reached that level yet. And until you reach that level, you really can't speak on it. And that's really the bottom line.
Queen is next, I think.
Queen, is on you.
I'm sorry. I do believe everyone needs to show each other respect. You know, I think we have to be willing to learn from each other. And you know, I can learn from a child. I can learn their innocence, their pureness of heart, their trustingness, you know. So you're never too old to learn and you're never too young to teach. So, yeah.
I absolutely agree with both of you on the panel. I believe that as respect is given, respect is earned, and it works both ways. I have learned a lot of things from a lot of intelligent young Black men and women in these YouTube spaces. You know, starting with you guys on the panel, starting with some of the guys I've been in communication with in the chat, on other YouTube spaces, because I'm literally choosing wisely of how I want to be fed in these spaces. I made up my mind, a conscious decision to not to subscribe to the bull crap. I don't care how popular your channel is. I don't care how many followers you got. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how you sit up and designer things on your platforms. I don't care who you choose to follow and subscribe to yourself. None of that means nothing to me. I give respect. I get respect. It goes both ways. Now, my decision about my channel, originally, you know, JP, I've been in the entertainment industry over 20. I was heading towards having my channel to do just that, to like do some interviews with some of the celebrities that I've worked with in my life, if I can get them on my platforms, to like interview them, have people come up, ask them questions, you know, and things. I thought about that. And I said, you know, because, you know, some of these people in these spaces are fans of these people that I work with. I said they would love to be able to have that conversation and like a dialogue, you know, but I saw another need that I thought was more important, you know, which are my people, which are the people that a lot of those celebrities done long forgot about. They live a whole different world than what we do. I work for them doing a lot of backgrounding and touring in my life over 20 years, but I live in the real world, y'all. Like I live in the real world. I've made a decent amount of money doing that and performing in Vegas and all of that. And that's beautiful. I'm good. I'm trying to make legacies for my grandchildren and their children. Generational wealth. I'm trying to create ways and spaces here for us to really level up and come up. You know, but I watch a lot of the spaces where I'm seeing people choosing to go, and it's the same robot conversation over and over again, and they're not even talking about solutions. I'm coming with solutions. I'm coming with the fight, a purpose for being in this space. Yeah. So yes, respect goes both ways. Absolutely.
I believe that one of the things that is happening, Patrice, and I would say between your generation and my children's generation, is this belief that they haven't had it tough enough to be respected, that they haven't experienced the hardships that you all in previous generations went through with segregation, civil rights, and so on and so forth. But then I would posit these children have been grieving since they started going to school, right? Columbine happened when I first became a mother, so nearly 26 years or so or more ago. And then you look at the neighborhoods that so many of these children have grown up in, black, white, whatever you call them, whatever creed, so to speak, I guess. They've experienced the oppression of these same systems, but I can't fight for them. I just want to make sure that we're clear. Yeah, they've experienced these same systems. And then you add on top of that parents, especially in the Black community, who didn't bother to, and I'm going to say it that way. You all can correct me and I'll accept it, but parents who didn't bother to be intentional either in creating them or once they had them nurturing their growth. So how do I help to make the connection between the two communities outside of me going between the two communities on platforms and having conversations? Everyone here, but starting with you, Patrice, how do I, outside of the disindoctrination, knowledge of self, how do I get it to everyone to see each other on that level that Big Rig talked about of respect for maybe just who they are, just as grieving human beings who've been in this world for 20 years?
It has been my experience, coming up, doing those movements back then, watching my uncles that were in the Black Panther, coming through, growing up, doing the civil rights era, watching my, hearing stories from my parents being sharecroppers and things like that. Like, I believe when we don't know our history, we ain't gonna never know where we going. And it's a lack of knowledge of wanting to know that with the younger generation. I used to have conversations with my great aunt and, my grandmother and my parents. Like I like wanted to know. I was thirsty for that knowledge of history, and saw pictures of marches and movements and things of that nature. That made me feel proud, that I had parents and relatives and friends that were a part of that, because I know I stand on the backs of those very people. But I also know in the same breath, a lot of our people let the younger generation down too. I realize that. I see it in the spaces. I think the Black community, after a lot of our leaders died, I really believe that a lot of us became a very selfish, self-centered people. And we lived in this one world, me. You don't hear the us's in the community and the village no more. You don't hear those words no more. So being able to, like I'm here in the state of Arizona. I moved from Nevada, and I was I still am a part of ADOS Nevada, because they don't even have an ADOS Arizona. I would love to create that. So being able to go into my communities and try to create an ADOS Arizona. Doing things like that, mobilizing, like we gotta come to some collective something, having councils. Again, that's the only way we get things done. We ain't gonna get things done only by sitting in these spaces talking about it. It takes active involvement. I'm here in a very conservative state, and I watch how they move politically. I watch how they get laws passed. I watched how they get things done in the community that they want done. But then when you go in the impoverished urban communities here, the grass is dead. There are no community after school program, recreational centers, things going on in the park districts anymore. And I'm talking prior to COVID. So when you have it, impoverished neighborhoods and nobody is putting and caring back about where they live. We used to have neighborhood cleanups when I was coming up because we cared about where we lived.
Yeah. We used to have like a neighbor a yard of the month thing, and my godmother would win damn near every month. So every year she won, and everybody, but she was a little petty about the yard too. She had a gate around that bad boy at one point. But Mr. Best in the World, I think the same question to you. You're younger than me, but not as young as my sons. So I suppose you probably still sit in the same cat. No, you probably see them a little bit more. What do you hear from them when they say that? When they speak of generations older than you, about what the disconnect is and how it can be mended?
Part of the disconnect I can speak to personally and also subjectively is the fact that, the disconnect comes where it's because a lot of times the older generation, they want respect, you know what I'm saying? But, or they want you to accept certain things. But yet with that, they have to understand that their actions have hurt a lot of the younger generation. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the things that the older generation has done has hurt us. You know what I mean? So if you're hurting us and you're doing things to hurt us, of course we're not gonna really hear you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's twofold. Like, you want us to take on a message, but we're gonna take on your message, we're gonna take on what you're trying to say. And you gotta address the pain that you caused us. You know what I mean? And that's not everybody who's older, but I'm talking about some of them, not all. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want to take responsibility or accountability or responsibility for what they did. If you was an absentee parent, whether you was on drugs or you was a drug dealer or whatever you was involved in, you know what I mean? You got to take responsibility for that. You was a stick-up kid and you was doing your thing, you got caught up, take responsibility for that. You was a dope boy, you know what I mean? You was in a criminal organization, take responsibility for those things. Because those things hurt your family and it hurt your kids and hurt the younger generation of children that you were supposed to be a role model to. You know what I mean? The older is supposed to teach the younger. You know what I mean? Of course, the younger can learn from the older, but the older is supposed to teach the younger on how to behave so that they are a decent human being when they go outside. Like you said, a child is a canvas. You know what I mean? And the adult is an artist. And whatever you paint, society is what's going to see. And that's really what it is. Like, they have to really start addressing the hurt and the pain that they cause the younger generation. Some of them, not all of them. And now make things a lot better.
I accept that. I agree with that. And on behalf of the elders, like myself, my sincere apologies for any hurt that my generation has caused the younger generations. I stand before you and ask for forgiveness, and I'm trying to do it right and do it better.
Thank you.
I accept the apology, definitely.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ooh. Let me tell y'all. Patrice, I really do. I want to just take a moment and thank you. I know that takes a lot. Just as a mother to be able to apologize to your child or generation or generations younger than you. So thank you very much for that. And being able to do so lets the folks in this space know that when you what you say you mean, not just based on because you've been woke right here and they see it, because you and I started out, I'll keep saying it only because I think you're amazing. And I don't know that other people have been able to witness you grow and move in that way.
Right back at you. I think you're amazing too.
Thank you. That reminds me, Queen, you said I wouldn't have people at my house. I would. Patrice came right here to my doorstep and had a couple of glasses of wine and a fantastic conversation. But we have to be what we are, I think, in these YouTube spaces from now on. And that was the thing that my mother gave to me, above all else. And then I'm gonna go after that because I'm starting to feel it in a way that I can't medicate. But I told this story earlier today on Darrell's channel, but because he had more music than even I do, his got blocked sooner and for longer. But I started my channel with a few videos in, and I said, I'm doing this, not to bash single mothers or the mothers who came before, or the mothers who made the mistakes, but because I want someone to write songs about you the way that they used to, the way that Pac did, and so on and so forth. And my mom was that mom. She was goofy enough to drive 2 miles an hour so everybody could see her, but she was loving enough to, when she knew that she was going to pass, she made sure that everybody was okay. She tried to find my dad a wife. She tried to make sure that my sister's relationship was fine. She gave me this locket that I had originally given to her through my older sister, whom I didn't really have the best relationship with. It was the best mom locket because that would be my very first Mother's Day. It'd be my first Mother's Day without my mother. And then her final doing was to make sure that, well, I can't say make sure, but she passed when it was just her and my younger sister in the house, because my younger sister had never gone into her room once she was bedridden. And I may be the only one in my family who sees it that way or who knows it that way, but being a mother and having my own children and seeing other children who've been poured into and children who've been neglected, I really and truly just I couldn't stay in this YouTube space and not make as much of a stink as I could and not try and give people something better. And so I guess that's just my thing. So again, I say to you, Patrice, I think it is absolutely amazing that you can do that, because my mother would never got the opportunity in that way. I mean, that's one of the things that I'm her child. I can't say for sure. But I appreciate you for doing that. And, you make sure that you share it with your folks, because you deserve all your flowers for that glow up. Honest to goodness. But outside of that, you guys give me a theme song, and then we're going to get out of here. And so thank you all. Sorry. My bad. My bad.
I know it's all right, Jackie. I got emotional too, but I meant that wholeheartedly. I really did.
We just have to, I don't know. Y'all, when I get really tired and achy, I get a little bit more emotional about it. I can't just speak on it from a factual or I see this thing and we can move better perspective. I'm disappointed I'm disappointed in so many of my peers that I've seen in this space lately. People who came in who were strong and confident in who they were, folding over $1 in a name chase. It's just gross. It's just, I don't know, man. And at first I thought, you know what, maybe it's not worth the fight. And then I keep remembering the Mario's kids, but more importantly, I know that there are a whole host of Black folks, like everybody on this panel, who don't move that way, who deserve to be heard, who have to fight harder and louder and through so much more bull crap in order to be able to get it done. And so when I find them, I want to be able to share them and shout them out, and I want to be able to create something with them that um, can be a legacy. I guess my fear is, the vetting process for something like that, because once you start putting out and creating things, what's the first thing that happens? People, you know. So, do you leave the YouTube space? Do you moderate the content to the point where it's not enjoyable? It's just business again. Um, I don't know. These are the thoughts that I have when I'm not up here or, working on this. What's the point?
I just want to say thank you, Auntie JP, for being open. Thank you for being vulnerable with your story. We appreciate you. And thank you, OG Patrice, as well. Appreciate you as well, sister. Definitely appreciate you. Appreciate you too, Queen. You know what I mean? Definitely. My theme song will be Confunction, Love Train. Gotta go for the old school.
Okay.
My song, because since you did it to me the last time, I've been thinking about this. Every time I hear a song, I'm like, oh, that's a mood. I be feeling that mood. So I got me a list, okay?
Nice.
So tonight, my theme song is Movement by Fabulous and Neo.
Okay. Madam Patrice. I mean,
You
Miss
are
Patrice.
you already know I'm old school, girl. I'm going with Love Train by the OJs.
Uh-oh. We got a battle going on up in here. Uh-oh.
Both are great songs, though. Man.
Okay, we're gonna see which one is the winner up in here. All right, here we go. So, Love Train. I should probably share the screen skirt again, huh? Sorry, y'all. Here we go. Ouch. Oh, this one. That, y'all, I promise I'm gonna get the beat fixed before I go live tomorrow. I guarantee it. I feel like Kevin Samuels is looking over my shoulder talking shit about that beat. But there's a man in the house. We just didn't get a battery yet. Haha.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Hey.
What?
Come on.
Get it?
Uh-huh. One of the best R&B intros ever. Oh, man.
Right?
Listen, it's so funny that you said that knowledge and relationships. I am very good friends with Michael Cooper.
Ooh.
What?
Yes, I got old school Cooper when I was did some background work for them. Yeah.
You don't need to start giving up the, you know what, we're gonna have to talk later. You can't be right here in Arizona. First of all, never mind. We're gonna talk about it offline.
I remember they performed this song live. I seen a live performance. It was mind-boggling. Oh man. Hey.
Get it?
Hey.
Y'all are hilarious. All right.
Thank you, Auntie JP. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you guys so much for coming up and sharing. All right. Now, Queen, I'm gonna come back to you only because I feel like they have to go back to back. Right? It must be a thing. Okay, so here we go. Hey! What? A love train. People all over the world. What? Join hands. That's why my sides hurt all the doggone time.
This is what I would like to see happen in these YouTube streets.
Yep.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Don't you know that it's time to get on board?
You said the time. Oak tree. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me get this other one in here first.
Riding on
start a love train, up. Ow! What? Sorry. Okay.
Thank you.
You
Y'all
welcome.
ready? Y'all ready? Y'all
Yo,
ready?
she said, y'all ready? Look at her.
Cause I'm a
By myself, but
hey,
I'm
and I'm a
supposed to win together.
I feel
Hey!
cause of you make me, hey, hey,
Hey!
hey, hey,
You make
hey,
me
hey,
better. You make
hey,
me
hey.
You plus me, it equal better math. Your boy a good look, but she my
She my
better
better
half.
half.
Already
Hey.
flossing, already flossing, but why had a cake if it ain't got the sweet frosting?
Okay.
Keeping me on my A game.
Okay, look.
Without having the same name.
She.
That's the best part about this. There's a delay. So you'll sing and then the lyric comes in afterwards for everybody. So it's fantastic because you sing it in real time, but you come in a little bit behind. It's so great. I love it. That's the best part of me being able to do this. I love it. She was hyped too, boy. She said, "You ready?" She had that list together since the first time that I asked for things. She was like, "I'm going down. I got a check mark by each one, a date labeled on that one. Which one
I
was a
sure
hit? Which one?"
do. I sure do. Don't play with me.
I think that's fantastic, though. I love it because it means that you heard what I said, and more to the point, you took it to heart. So, all right. So, oak tree by the time. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Thank you, Big Rig Slaps. Y'all, how I lose my phone right here next to me.
Morris, why are you having that tree cut down?
Hey, taking it back to the pimps too, huh?
Oh, what does it symbolize to you, Morris?
Morris, we have your autograph. Please,
I'll show you.
Not right now.
Told you all
Oak tree. Hey.
From the worst to the best. When it comes to cutting the rug, I put you to the test.
Wait, what was that dance? Hold on.
That's what they're telling me. Said, Morris, what's that dance you're doing?
Thank you, Patrice. Oak tree. Hey. Oak tree.
When it comes to dancing, I'm the best. Oak tree.
I'm sorry, y'all. I have no good sense. And I shouldn't be dancing around like this as much as I hurt, but it makes me feel better. So here's the last one.
Yeah.
Hey. Because I like that part right there.
Cats keep it jumping like kangaroos. Let's keep it on the body. We ain't trying to lose. Say, I mean, goddamn it, they done changed the rules.
Old school players.
Cats keep it jumping like kangaroos. Let's keep it on the body. We ain't trying to lose. Say, I mean, goddamn it, they done changed the rules. The common denominator, the nigga numerator. Never.
All right, you guys. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me this evening. We've been up here for 3 hours and 20 minutes, an hour and 20 longer than I thought that we would. I appreciate each and every one of you for showing up, checking in, showing some love. We got up to I think almost 30 likes. I haven't been able to check lately, but I appreciate you guys so much for being here, checking out the stream and sharing your perspective. I will be back tomorrow. We will be getting back into the same topic as tonight, but we're going to go a little bit further into the 6 steps of what it is to be a part of a pyramid scheme and multi-level marketing, and in this way, in this YouTuber space, because I don't think that enough people understand that they're already in here, they're already not getting value for their dollar, and at a time where money matters, we need to get some perspective on this thing. So thank you to everybody who showed up and showed some love in the stream. Blind Guy, his wife, their life, knowledge and relationships, Big Rig Slaps, What the Funk, everybody on the panel, Mr. Best in the World, Queen, OG Patrice. You guys, I appreciate you so much. If there's anything else, shout out your channel, show some love, and then I'm gonna finish this song on the way out and drop the end credits. So thank you guys so much.
Thank
Yes,
you. And
thanks.
JP, I just want to say to the younger generation, the reason why Tupac was one of my favorite all-time rappers is because not only was he just a talented rapper, he was an activist at heart and spirit because of the things that his mother, who was a Black Panther, instilled in him. I would love to see a little bit of that in our younger generation.
And thank you, Auntie JP, for having me up. Everybody like and subscribe to Auntie JP's channel. Buy her coffee as well, okay? Buy her coffee and like and subscribe. If you don't, like I said, we're gonna come over, eat all your Christmas cookies, okay? All of them. And definitely like and subscribe to Knowledge and Relationships, okay? Like and subscribe to our platform as well. Good night to everyone. Good night to M3. Good night to the blind guy, his wife, their life. Big Rig Slap and everybody who supported. Thank y'all for logging in.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Daryl as well. Good night to him as well. You know what I mean? Good night to you, OG Patrice, Queen, Auntie JP. Have a good night.
Good night, Knowledge and Relationships, Queen. And as once again, Sister JP, thank you so very much. Shout out to your chat and support this lady continuously. Take
And
care.
I'm gonna be here tomorrow with my next theme song. I got you. And if you need two, I got two for you. Don't play with me.
Girl.
All right.
Thank you very much. You guys have a fantastic night.
You too. Peace.
Peace. Going forward, you guys, like I said, we're gonna do this last series as to dealing with these YouTube streets, and every now and then we'll probably need to mention it again next year. But next year, I want us to focus on doing better as a people for our people. The things that I've always done in my life and for those around me, I want to bring to YouTube and I want to do for my community. So I really appreciate, like I said, each and every one of you all who have shown up, shown love, and made me feel some type of special in these YouTube streets. But also, I appreciate you all for showing up and showing love to your community and keeping it forefront in your mind as you move every day. Because while we all came here to be able to make money for whatever our reasons are, how you go about it matters. Because, what's the saying? The way you go the way you go up is the way you come down, and whom you've injured along the way determines, or how many people you've injured along the way determines how bumpy that fall is going to be. So I really just want you to keep that in mind going forward. But like I said, I got to be a little bit petty before I get out of here, and we're gonna go through the song a little bit more. Just for my spirit.
Niggas cater to your ego. I'm sorry like Atari, who's the cousin to Calico. Fish in Puerto Rico, back on the street like Chico. The barge, he large and got a lack in the garage. Few parts here and there, I declare hard. My lord, one at Clark, one at Spelman. Both know each other and it's cool, you can tell. When you step up in the party, women jump for joy. But all the wild niggas screaming, they gon' jump the boy. For spitting off that bourgeois. My watch, my car, I'm a star. I'd rather be a comet, a rock, rock. School niggas to you, school fools. Can't keep it jumping like paint. Trying to lose, say I got everything to change the rules. Can't keep it jumping like kangaroos. Stupid on the market, we trying to lose. Say I got everything to change the trying to lose. Say I be got everything to change the rules. Old school
play it in new school
fools.
Cats keep it jumping like kangaroos. Let's do it on the bopper, we ain't trying to lose. Say I be goddamn it, they done changed the rules.
Why? I bust raps like D-boys bust gas. Shit, we the type of people that don't bury the axe or the hatchet. Every time we see your light, we snatch it. Ride around our hood, talking that dumb shit, your cabbage is crap.